Stay no never. Will never, ever, ever let you go. Take this thing up. Oop. Yep, I messed that up. Switch. Got to switch the account. I'm almost at 20K followers, boy. Almost at 20K followers, boy. Bless me. Get this lights up real quick. Let's get this party started, man. How much did your ex scar you, man? We about to talk about it today, man. We got to see why so many people on this app so angry, man. We know it probably started from y'all exes. That's what it came from. So we about to get to the bottom of this. And did you truly fully heal from your ex? How much did your ex tear you up? Do you still miss your ex? You know, that should have been one of my things. Well, we about to talk about it today, man. Because I believe this is why a lot of people hate each other on here. That's what it is, man. That what it is. That what it is. Get these shares out real quick. It's about to be a party. About to be a party. Let's get it started. Looking for a girl that would do whatever the. Okay, that can't be singing that this Sunday. Not this Sunday. Can't be singing that this Sunday. Can't be singing this Sunday. I don't even know nobody was in the box. Ooh. What? Why do that? Do that? All right, we Gucci now. Eddie, what's the deal, my brother?
Not much. On my way to my second delivery. Jumped in a live earlier,
Mm-hmm.
gave my opinion, got in trouble. You know, my usual deal.
Oh my. Okay, okay. Got that off the checklist now.
Yeah.
What was the live about? Let's see something real quick.
Uh, who gets hurt worse in a divorce?
Mmm. Know how that went. Yeah, a bunch of victims. How can you say that?
Oh, I mean,
Looking.
you know how blunt I am, and I was very blunt. I was nice at first, I just said it. And they're like, well,
Mm-hmm.
that's not true. Like, you guys don't get that much. Like, really? I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I had told them about what my friend's going through. Like, well, I mean, he most likely deserved it. Like, and I hope you definitely understand you deserve nothing other than the fact that what you get. So if you get somebody
Mm-hmm.
that treats you like crap, you chose that. He didn't choose that because he had a baby with her, so he was nice enough to do it. Like he got together with her because of that. His family forced him to do that kind of stuff. But I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but her after him buying the house and everything that he did, and then it ended up going to her because she wanted it. Basically, is the best way to describe what happened. Yeah, nah. I'm sorry. You guys, the girl, I don't know who said it. It was in a live. I like the answer somebody gave to it. They said that the world or the U.S. revolves around making sure women's lives are comfortable. which is not a
Most
bad thing,
definitely.
but at the same time, it's a
It only
horrible
makes
thing in those
sense.
situations. Correct.
They carry life.
So, but yeah, as soon as I opened my mouth saying that, they're like, "Look, you say one more thing about it, you're going to be blocked." I'm like, "Go for it,"
Uh
because you guys are so stupid that the last half of brain cell I was going to waste on this live kind of disappeared hearing you guys talk.
oh.
And I got blocked out of it. I was like, "Look, I was being
Say
nice, but
good
if you
night.
guys
Right.
want to dumb, I'm good.
My
You
boy
guys are
Eddie said
literally
he a
just,
walking trigger out here.
well, if you're going to be
uh,
dumb, I'm going to call you on it. Straight up. You know me.
hey, it be like that sometimes, I feel you. Shoot. We about to see, so we gonna dig in tonight though, see how much people's exes done damage to them. And some people probably don't even know. It's what happened when people rush into things they not ready for. Hold on, give me 1 second real quick.
Your phone, man. I may have to step away for like 7 minutes, so just letting you know.
Grab my wallet. Sheesh. All right, we back. We back. We back. We back. Get these dang on lights keep going up, which you just did again. That's crazy. These things. I don't know. I'm gonna rehook that up again.
What did I like your first question? What did you do to mess up your last relationship?
Yep.
I can tell
People
you
gonna
what
have a
I
hard
did.
time with that one.
I can
It
tell you
wasn't
what I
me. It
did.
was them looking at.
Oh no, my last relationship, she told me it was all my fault. So I told her, okay, that's cool. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what she said was my fault?
What?
I'm a child. I like video games and I like anime, and I don't need to be like that. And I'm like, yeah, such my fault. I should definitely learn from my mistakes.
I know.
Here,
Right.
let me go
Don't.
ahead and learn from my mistake. You see that door? Go ahead and walk out real fast, and don't come back.
All right. Let me not. All right. Let me not have a hobby.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm sorry
look,
for having a hobby.
yeah,
I
like,
lived in the past too much and I nagged too much.
Oh
But it took
man.
me 3 years after we split up for me to realize what I did wrong too.
Ooh, this is this a woman with accountability? I didn't even think those things exist. Okay, I like to hear that. Go ahead and preach.
And he scarred me. But
Mm.
scars are beautiful. Those are war wounds.
Mm-hmm.
You learn from those scars.
There
It
you
took me
go.
a while. I was with him for 12 years. That first year I hung on, was still messing with them. And I realized I was like, yo, I'm too much into what he's doing, who he's doing it with, and we're not together.
Mm-hmm.
That second year, mm, I let go a little bit. Third year, I realized what I did wrong, forgave myself. Fourth year, I forgave him.
Jen.
And years later, I am at peace. So,
Looks at diary.
For me, I love the communication after a while. Like, I don't know. I just maybe I got too complacent. I was content with inside of the relationship to, I didn't realize that I was too content to the part where I just stopped communicating. I just started doing, like, instead of saying, "Hey, I'm go hang out with my coworkers after work," I was just doing, and then
You lost who you were. You lost who you were for him. His happiness made you happy.
yeah, I was complacent. I was complacent, but then I stopped doing the things that I was doing before because I'm like, okay, he trusts me. So I go out with my coworkers after work, and then it just things just started shifting after a while because he said something to me, and instead of me taking accountability or taking a responsibility on the part that I was playing, because he was saying it to me like, you're just going out doing whatever the hell you want to, like, you don't have a family at home. And then I would just use that as an argument. And mind you, there wasn't another man. There was no other man. I just, sometimes I just felt like, okay, because he trusts me, he know I'm not gonna do nothing. But that's where I messed up at. I messed up there with the communication.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. We learning some things, so that's what I'm trying to get to. What did we learn? That's overall though. We're gonna get to it though. All right. So
Yeah, then I'm going to be quiet for about 7 minutes. I'm still here, but I can't talk.
all right, for sure, for sure. All right. So I think y'all kind of mixed in with the so let's say on a rating then. Let's do a rating for the topic question then. On a rating, how much did your ex scar you from like 1 to 10? Try me Kevin Samuels doing a rating and stuff.
I'm gonna say a 7,
Ooh, that was deep. Oh my.
with 3% to learn from, but that I had to choose to learn from it.
Mm.
You can't use 7.
I I was going to say 7.5, but then I think about it because I did play a steep part, so I'm gonna say 6.
Hmm.
I have a child involved,
You
so it
can't
kind
use
of
7. 7's a safe number.
That's not safe when it got to deal with being scarred. That's the opposite.
no,
That's some harsh
it's
stuff to
not.
Oh,
be
what
scarred
you
at
we talking
7.
about?
Huh?
It's not safe. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that
could
ain't
have
safe at
proven
all.
it
Not
up
with
to
the
like a
scarredness.
8 or 9
That's some deep
because
scars.
Wait, what's the question again?
I
The
have a
Wait, what's the
question
question
son.
was,
again?
how much did your ex scar you on a rating 1 through 10?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay.
that's some.
My bad.
I don't think nobody want to admit that one.
Misunderstood.
I
I
think
didn't.
a safe would be
Yeah, my
5.
apologies. Yeah,
Right, meet me in the middle.
Halfway.
shoot, safe would be like a 4.
A 4, right? Yeah, exactly. The opposite way, right? Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. She
Do
says,
you attract
Hey, mute me
who
up. I
you
can't get to my
are
mute
for the
button yet.
most part?
oh, "Okay, I got you."
Oh, I think I
Hmm.
got it.
I do not attract who I am. That's for sure.
Mm. Hold on, real quick before we go through the list. Well, I'll let you go through all of them then, since there ain't that many people, because I usually do them one at a time. Let me let them back up. Oh yeah, you can go through the list then.
What about you? How much did
Well,
your ex scar you?
we ain't doing me yet. I'm the one that asked the question.
Oh, we know. Okay.
Not
My
yet.
first
Not
time
yet.
in your lives, so
Oh, you good, you good, you good. Welcome, welcome though. I get to that. I gotta make the best for last.
is it that people get tricked? I don't think it's tricked. I think a lot of people sell wolf tickets. Tell you what you want to hear to get you where they want you.
mm,
A lot of people nowadays don't tell you the truth, give you the truth so you can choose what to do with it.
mm. So wouldn't that be some type of form of trickery?
Yes, the trickery, the foolery,
Mm-hmm.
the wool over the eyes.
Mm-hmm. So you say you don't attract who you are, huh? I don't know. I think I actually.
Hmm,
Mm,
I really don't. I think I wear who I am on my shoulder and have a big heart, and some people, well, in my past, I mean, with age, I've learned a lot, but they took to that real quick. Handout type, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, is you finished pretty?
Yes, ma'am.
So is it that people get tricked or do they lack vetting skills? I would say yes. I would say people are getting tricked because they people are telling the opposite person this is what I want. So or this is what I'm looking for. Say the opposite person will become everything you're looking for.
Warlock.
Interested, and
Mm.
then after a while it fades off because you're going in telling the person what you want or what you're looking for, and then after that it fades, and then you just be sitting there looking like, okay, now what? I say you in the dating phase, as you getting to know a person, see how much the person pay attention to you. Because if I tell you I like picnic, and you come with a Chanel bag, that means you really ain't pay attention to me.
Yeah, 'cause you could have gave me a Chanel bag on a picnic blanket at the park.
Right. So to me, it's about the little details. So I learned that I'm not doing that anymore. That's what something that I learned. I'm not gonna tell you this is what I want and this is what I'm looking for, and then you get that, and then now we just sitting here looking stuck in the face. So now you learn me, I learn you. I think that's the way I'm gonna go from now on.
You take it day at a time. I
Right.
don't look, I don't search. If it happens, it happens.
And that's my thing. Like people don't do like the little things no more. Like what happened to talking on the phone? Talk become text messages. How can I get to know you through a text message? What about little coffee dates? Hey, it don't have to always be about going to the cheese factory the first day or all these expensive dates, but let's do something small to see if I even vibe with you in that kind of way.
Take
Talk
a ride.
something. But
Get in the clouds. Talk. How can you not be responsible for every choice you make? Well, if you're the type of person that want to blame everybody else for your boo-hoos, you're never going to take responsibility, but everybody should take accountability for their wrongs and their choices. Everybody's got
Mm-hmm.
choices.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You got the last one right there for you. What you got? What you got?
I have learned to love myself again. I know my worth. I'm at peace. I've moved on, yes, and I've moved on correctly by forgiving.
Mm.
What's that last word? How do you know you?
If you did, if you did move on.
Oh, I guess I answered that.
K was good. This today I'm digging into some brains today, man. I gotta see why is there so much anger on this app. And I really do think it came from their exes. These exes and stuff. That's why a
I
lot of
miss
us are
it.
so
You
angry
really
on
don't
here.
want me to. You really don't want me to get into those things. You really,
I'm
really.
glad you
Have you
have
come across
spoken, because you're
angry
next.
people?
Or matter of fact, I think it's Sadari. Sadari got to finish up. I think which one she on? 3.
who you attract who are for the most part. I think I attract who I used to be in my younger years, and I think that's an issue because who I was 10 years ago is not who I am 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think I'm stuck at. Like, why am I still attracting these type of dudes when I have not been that way in these amount of years?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't know where I'm going with that one, but I just curve. Maybe you know what? I need to stop looking for my preference because when you have a preference, that's the same kind of things you go after. So I got to get out of that part right there.
Mm-hmm. We
Mhm.
getting somewhere.
So once I get out, well, I'm out that part because I had a thing for tall, dark skinned, bow legged dudes. Like that just was my thing.
Mhm.
And now I gotta kind of get out of that.
Where's
I'm
man?
I'm slowly getting out of it though. Slowly getting out of
Where's
it.
my fucking thing? Cause y'all. Mhm.
How can you not be responsible for every choice you make? I am responsible for it. So I think I'm a different kind of breed because anything that I do, I don't regret it. Right? Because I don't have time to be beating myself up. So anything that I have done, I did it because I wanted to do it, not because I was forced to do it, not because somebody talked me into it. Nah. So I do take that's my part of taking accountability for any choice that I made. I don't regret it. Because if I regret anything that I did, that means that I don't actually sit down and think about it
I'm about to
before.
add a third statement on here real quick. But go ahead.
How have you changed? What have you changed about yourself since your ex? So I've learned to communicate more. So TikTok has helped me to actually be talkative because before I wasn't talkative at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's not that because I can't hold a conversation. It's just that like I've realized that talking to certain dudes, like they conversation be about smacks, and I don't want to talk about that. Like, what else do you have after that? What else is after that? So be TikTok. Warlock, can you mute yourself for a second?
No. All right.
You choking on that smoking? um, but that's one of the changes that I have made: the communicating, being talkative. But see, a lot of you fellas, y'all confuse me because if a woman is talkative, you want her to shut the f up. But if she ain't doing no talking, then you trying to figure out what's going on with her. So I gotta figure out some kind of balance in
Yeah.
between being talkative and non-talkative. Have you moved on? Absolutely. How did you know if you did? Because I'm ready to date again. It took me a long time to get to this point to even want to date again. So I am ready to date again.
Hey, Miss Talk, can I take you for coffee?
Hey.
Can I say something real fast to the talk girl? If they are the way, like how you described, if you want some, like some of them want them to shut the F up versus talk more, those are children. It's the half of the time when people say they don't want them always talking, is like there's certain hobbies that you're doing. Like I don't know how to say, it's like your time. It's like that small little bit of time you get to yourself. Usually you want to be left alone. Same thing as girls, because trust me, there's exes of mine that's reading. If I open my mouth, I get a frying pan thrown at me. I've had a couple exes do that to me. Because like, look, I'm reading, leave me alone. But like, if they want you to stop talking all the time, that's a straight red flag, and you shouldn't deal with that. It's just the only time they should ever ask you to give them their time is just when they're doing their thing. Like if they're on a video game or something, I even do that to my family. If I'm literally on a video game and they keep trying to talk to me, I'm like, I'm gonna pull my headset off one more time. Say what you need to say. Leave me alone for a little bit. So I just want to say it's not everybody is going to be like that. I promise.
We all need that little
I get it,
partner.
like, but like I went from not communicating, like I was one of the texters. Like I will text you, like if in my last relationship, instead of actually like when he wanted to communicate, I'll brush it off and then wait till I get to work and text him. And now I understand what he used to say, like, oh, I'm saying it this way, but you're taking it that way. So now I had to work on my communicating skills, but you would think that I know how to communicate because I work in the medical field, but I wasn't a big talker.
A lot of people misconstrue the tone of a text, if that makes sense. It's almost like you can hear that person saying it. I'm in the
I
medical
agree.
field too, and I talk a lot though.
Brother Warlock, what's up?
Nothing, not a goddamn thing you told me to mute. Fuck that. Ain't nothing up.
Oh, please. Because you was choking, smoking, straight West Coasting, and I was just trying to say something.
You could until I finish choking. Goddamn it.
You know I do. Stop acting like that.
Look, you don't complain when I'm choking when you squirt. No,
Oh,
damn, I
whoa,
didn't say that.
whoa,
My
whoa,
bad.
whoa,
Hello.
whoa, whoa,
This is
Well,
Sunday.
well,
Chill. It's
Mr.
whoa,
Warlock,
Sunday.
what
My
whoa.
did your
bad. I
That
actually
was
went
good.
outside today. I must have inhaled some of them nasty ass particles. So,
I
my bad. My bad, Sadari. I
got
apologize.
another statement I gotta add on there now.
Hey, I want to say something real quick. Then I'm gonna go back on mute real quick. Eddie, fortunately enough, I know you. Fortunately, Sadari doesn't take shit a certain kind of way. However, I'm gonna let you know, other places, watch your verbiage, because what you said when you first started could have got your ass jumped into when you said, "Can I talk to the talk girl?" When you called her a girl, you do that shit in another live, you're gonna get your ass ate up.
Oh, I know.
Just to let you know.
Oh, I know. Trust me. It's
But,
some people want to be called woman, some want to be called girl, and I'm like, look, I don't really care. I'm just talking.
I let it
just
slide because
mistalk?
I don't want to, bring that controversy on Kev's live, and then he start calling me toxic.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to let him know for future reference. So if I would go to a live and he getting his ass jumped into and he said that somebody called me a girl, I'm just gonna shake my head.
I know, Warlock. Thank you.
What
Trust me.
happened?
We had that conversation on a different live, which the guy knows me, the host, and I
Right.
said woman the entire conversation. And I'm playing a video game, so I accidentally said girl because I was talking to one of the girls on the game, and I'm like, my mind said girl, and I said girl, and she came up and literally started complaining. And I'm not gonna lie, you all, two of you all know how blunt I am. I think Mira knows as well. I'm like, did you just come up here to literally complain because I said that? She's like, yeah. And one of the moderators dropped her within 3 seconds and started going off. It's like, no, don't do that. Like, I know I'm not supposed to say that, but it's just in my mind. It just happens. So I am sorry if it did bother anybody. I promise.
It didn't bother me. I'm
I know.
I just
It's
look
okay.
out for people when I can, dog. Trust me.
It's okay. We'll confuse you tomorrow on Cousins Live.
No, y'all not confusing me for shit. I ain't doing that with y'all.
Hold up, I got one more question what statement I had to add at the end of that. Dang, did I? Oh, it just went through. Mother father. Oh, let me try that again.
So you can
Oh,
type all of those? I've only been on TikTok for like
there
7
it go.
months, so it's still new to me. You actually can make your whole background there with all your questions.
Yeah, I do it on a certain app. I do it on CapCut. What's
Oh,
up,
okay.
Jabri? I see you down there.
All right, how many more we gotta go to before I
Let
get
me
this?
change this layout too. Okay.
Goddamn, well, I ain't gonna be able to read that last one.
I know. I'll read it for y'all.
Plus, oh shit, I only got 40 minutes to fuck with y'all, man. So let's go, cause I gotta be on classic shit tonight, so.
Oh, what he doing?
I don't know. He never tells us what the fuck his topic is.
All
And
right,
we
so
supposed to be his court, but we don't know shit until we get there.
yeah, y'all can see the words now. She's highlighted. All right, dang, everybody done dropped the stuff. Oh my, I think I don't know. Mayor probably about to try to get his box. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and go through them now. So, Warlock, how much has your ex scarred you?
Which one?
The one that did the most damage.
Oh, she fucked me up. She fucked me up for a minute. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't even describe how bad she fucked me up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but that was before I turned 39, so all of that shit is not even relevant anymore.
Yeah, Jabri, you already know it's about to get deep. That's what she said too. But yeah, right.
Why is it about to get deep? I'm not going. I'm not going to go into the whole damn thing.
No, we talking about overall
Oh
when
yeah,
with
I
other
was
people
gonna say
too.
she fucked me up something terrible. Yeah, she did. But hey, now what's the second one, man? I'm gonna run through this.
What did you do to mess up the relationship?
Of the ex discard me, or are we just talking about just period?
Yeah, the one that scarred you.
Um, paid too much attention to a monkey ass. Now, let me stop.
Jabri, that is funny though.
No, really, I was a clingy bastard. I ain't even gonna
Oh
lie to you.
yeah.
I was clingy as fuck.
There you go. Accountability.
So that's what I did to mess it up.
Mm-hmm. I want to see how many
Next,
people
I
gonna
told
be
you I'm gonna
honest
keep this
like
shit
that.
short and sweet
Okay.
until I get
Is
to
it
a certain one. Watch, I'm gonna eat that ass up. Go ahead.
is it that people get tricked or do they lack vetting skills nowadays?
Oh, is that?
Keyword nowadays.
Is it that people get tricked? Don't nobody get tricked. They and I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of times it's not even about the vetting part. These motherfuckers just choose to ignore just to ignore the fucking signs most of the time. Motherfuckers say, "Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that." Motherfucker, you saw it. You just didn't want to let the motherfucker go because he or she looked just that damn good, or they did certain things for you or to you that you just didn't want to let them go. It ain't about. It ain't about. A lot of times it's not even about vetting. Motherfuckers make up their mind that they want something, and whatever the fuck they want, that's what they're gonna go for, and they're gonna ignore what the fuck they actually see.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
All right. I spelled that wrong. So do you attract who you are for the most part?
Not me. I actually attract. Hold the fuck up. Let me back the fuck up. Hold on. No, I don't. I don't attract who I am. I don't. I can't stand me. I can't stand seeing me and somebody else. I know I can't. So I no. Mm-mm. I usually attract motherfuckers. My problem is that I'm very observant. Even though I talk a lot, I'm very observant and I pay attention to freaking words. And I don't allow people to say anything, act anyway, or whatever that they want to. If I deem it disrespectful, fuck you, I'm out. I can't do it, especially after I done already told you. So no, I don't attract who I am.
Maybe I should have worded that different. Because I was thinking about it though, because a lot of people could be attracted to you. Um, I think I want to put it like as in
You fucked up. You don't get to ask the question twice.
I know as in I think it's like it's supposed to be. Do you are you attracted? I can't see.
How about you ask about the preference?
Huh?
Preference?
Huh?
What? How about you ask about the preference? Because, like I had to say, I have a preference.
Yeah.
So,
We can talk about that shit too. Cause y'all motherfuckers that say that y'all got a preference, y'all don't look. Let me tell you something about preferences, right?
oh God,
Most motherfuckers that you talk to them that this is what I want, this, that, and the other. And when y'all get it, y'all don't motherfuckers don't even know how to handle that shit. Or they realize, oh shit, this ain't what I really wanted. And you wind up being with somebody that's damn near, I'll say about 120 degrees from what the fuck you said you preferred. So preferences, I tell people don't make preferences. Nope. Go with what makes you go with your deal breakers. Everything else is compromisable. So there we go. What's the next one, Kev? Come
All
on.
right.
You're not challenging me tonight. Come on, goddammit.
You did. How can you not be responsible for every choice you make?
You can't be. You're responsible for every fucking choice you make. I
Mm-hmm.
don't give a damn what it is. The only thing that you really don't have a choice on whether you're born. You have a choice on whether you delete, but everything in between, no, you have a choice on everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, well, no, not infants. Yeah, you got a choice. The question is, what are you aware of your choices? You do have a choice. You may not be aware of them, but you do have them. So yeah. So you cannot not be responsible for your choices.
Okay. What have you changed about yourself since your ex?
Now we're back to the one that scarred us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I stopped being so fucking clingy. I've had a self prophesied epiphany, and I've changed a whole lot of things in the way that I am. I used to be a type of person that could not verbalize himself. I used to write everything in poems. Now I know how to verbalize myself. It's just that people don't like the way that I verbalize myself because they tell me that I am uncaring, I am aggressive, I am demeaning, I am a whole bunch of shit. And truthfully, when it comes to truth and or facts, I don't give two fucks. If your feelings get hurt, that's a you thing. I don't intentionally set out to hurt nobody's feelings. That's just not how I am. But if they so happen to get hurt because you don't want to deal with the truth or the facts of the situation, that's not me. That's you. But that's basically how I've changed. I don't care any less than I did before because that goddamn because that is the core of who I am. I'm a caring person at my core, so I'm gonna care. When I stop talking, that's when I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I'm the most dangerous. Because I always told my ex, as long as you're talking, people know where your head is. So now I'm gonna tell you something. This is the funny thing, right? Um, a lot of times we feel as though and this is going towards something that you said, Sadari. And it's not directed at you because a lot of people do this shit. They'll say that they have changed, but yet they attract the same type of people that they did before they said that they
That's
changed.
what I'm trying to get to with that question,
So
though.
my question is this will be my question to you and anybody else that's like that. Have you really changed? Because if you do, regardless of whether you change your circumstance, your situation, or what have you, if you've changed, those type of people that were attracted to you then will no longer be attracted to you now.
And also, you wouldn't be attracted to certain people either, though. You change
Well, no,
yourself. You
no, they
change.
don't
You
say
change
that
who you
they
pick.
are attracted to them. They say that they are still attracted to them.
Mm.
Sadari said she used to be attracted to, I forgot the type of dude. She said, no, she's not attracted to them anymore. So, in that aspect, yes, she has changed her
She
preference.
changed it.
She
Yeah.
has changed that. However, what is it about you that those people that was once attracted to you are still attracted to you? What is it about you that still attracts them? Has that changed? Now, if what they're attracted to is the core of who you are, no, that's not going to change. So they'll still be attracted to you. But if it's
Right.
something that's not part of the core of who you are, then you have to find out what that is and change that if you no longer want those people to be coming to you.
Yeah. Some people do looks though, so that's the reason why I didn't want to put it that angle. But I changed it though. I think the question, the way I reworded it though, I said, "Do you pick who you are?" That's why I just changed it to that instead.
Yeah, because
But
I
you
know
can't help who attracted to you though. That's one thing. Because some
I
people
know
just
I've
go off
changed a lot.
looks
Because
or
my,
how
my
you talk.
ex has told me, them motherfuckers said, yo, I do not like who you are now. You are not the guy that I was in a relationship with or that I loved or whatever, this, that, and the other. And I
Yeah.
had to tell him, I said, that's because back then I didn't know how to verbalize myself. I've always
Mm.
had thoughts, I just didn't know how to verbalize it. Now that I do, the only difference is I don't act like it, but I only talk it now. That's
Mm-hmm.
what you don't like. The fact that I can verbalize myself and tell you stop with your fuckery. But I digress.
Okay.
The last one is what?
Uh, okay. Oh, so it was three sections to that one.
Uh,
So you already said that what have you changed about it? Now, have you moved on? And how do you know if you did?
I've moved on. It took me years to move on, because we know a lot of times when we break up or we get hurt by somebody or this, that, and the other, we always most of the time we say, "Well, what the fuck did I do wrong?" Or "How could I have
Hmm.
done something different?" A lot of times, sometimes it's not even about you, and until we realize that it's not about us, then no, we're not going to move on. So that's why it took me so long to move on, and I have, and in many aspects, like I said, a lot of my exes don't really like me. Not like that. They still hang around me, but as far as getting in a relationship, no, they don't like me because I'm not gonna allow them to do no fuckery and get away with it. They know this. So from that aspect, yes, I have moved on and I have changed. I've changed a whole lot. You should have met me when I was 35, 36, 37. And see me now, you'd be like, who the fuck? Somebody cloned Tyrone. But anyway, well, so yeah, I that's how I know I have, because I don't deal with the same caliber of women. I don't put up with none of the bullshit that I used to put up with. Um, I'm not pussy hungry. Um,
Hey,
what? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't
no,
say
just
that word.
hey. No, you can
Oh,
say it. No, I was just
yeah.
agreeing to you.
So, yeah, I'm not that. I look. I have a baseline of what I will and I will not accept. I used to go up and down like a damn roller coaster just so I could get in some draws. Don't do that no more. So yeah, I know
Hmm.
I've changed, and that's part of the reason why I know I've changed. So look, man, to change who you are. I'm sorry, to change to get rid of the facade of who you've lived as is a very, very hard thing to do, because you have to face your demons, your darkness, your lies, and all of that. And most people can start that journey, but when you're confronted with the change that needs to take place, that's where a lot of us fall back into our old fucking self. And trust me, I know it, because I knew I was fucked up when I was in my early 30s. I didn't even get to the point where I could do it until I was 37. So I know it's hard to change. It's hard for you to look in that mirror and be honest with yourself, because looking yourself in the eye, you can lie to yourself all goddamn day long. You've done it for so
Facts.
many years till you got to that point, you
Yep.
know. So, and I'm gonna say this like I always say: trust and believe me. Anybody hearing this shit, it's not an easy trip.
No.
It's not an easy road. Look, it only took me 2 years because I felt the need that I had to apologize to a lot of people that I lied to throughout those 37 fucking years. That was me. Nobody said that you have to go and apologize to a damn soul, but that was just me being me. But you have to apologize and forgive yourself first.
Yep.
And if you
Facts.
can't do that, you're still going to be that same fucking person. You have to, as I like to say, take responsibility for the fuck shit that you did. And it's going to hurt. It's going to
Say
be a
it one
dark
more
ass
time,
road.
Warlock.
Say again?
Say it one more time.
What, you have to take responsibility of the fuck shit that you did?
Accountability. Yes. I
Now,
can
I
hug
don't use that
you.
A word, but no, fuck that. Because I'm responsible for everything that I fucking do. I'm responsible for everything that I do. Yesterday I was going outside and it was raining, right? I held myself responsible for going outside in the rain. I didn't have to do that shit. I could have waited till it stopped and wait till the next day. That was on me. So that was my choice that I made. And I paid the consequence for that choice. And I said, fuck that. I'm going to wait in the store till it to stop raining. That was the choice that I made. I could have wallowed in that choice and went back out in the rain, but I chose not to. See, when you understand that you are responsible for all of your choices, then that's when you don't have to use that A word as fucking much no more. Responsibility. What is it that motherfucker Uncle Ben said? With great power comes great responsibility.
Hmm.
Your great power is your ability to choose.
Hmm.
Warlock, did you just quote a comic book?
Yeah, I did. Fuck it. It
No,
was it was
I was
best suited.
gonna,
It
I was
was
gonna
best
give you a
suited.
crisp,
Goddamn.
I was give you a crisp high five through the phone right now.
Appreciate it. But yeah, man. I mean, honestly, that's your greatest. Look, that's your greatest superpower as a human. Well, your two. One is quote unquote free will, which we won't get into that because we can go down that rabbit hole as far as free will for the people that believe in God. Anyway, but choice, that is something that you need to take very seriously and understand a lot of your choices not only affect you, so don't make them all willy-nilly. You know how a lot of people say, well, what I do is not affecting nobody else, so why should a motherfucker care? You have no idea. You not holding that door for that guy or that girl when she walks in, that was a choice you made. How will it affect you? Well, let me run through this one. You don't hold the door for a female or a dude. They go home. They got an attitude. First and foremost, they go in the store with a fucking attitude. Now they go to the daggone cashier with an attitude. Now this motherfucker go home with an attitude. His wife or a husband, they say something stupid to them. Now, say your daggone child comes home and they did something real petty and minute. Now you already got an attitude because this motherfucker didn't open the door for you. Your motherfucking girl or your man said something stupid. Now you're already ticked off. Now you're gonna scream at your fucking goddamn son or your daughter. Now they're gonna get pissed off because they really didn't see nothing wrong. They're gonna harbor that shit. Trust me. Then they go to school the next day and fuck somebody up
It's like a
just because they're
domino
harboring
effect.
some shit. The cashier that you pissed off, now that motherfucker gonna fuck up on the cashier and fuck up his goddamn drawer and he might get fired. Like I said, every choice that we make, it's gonna affect somebody. That's why I say always treat people with respect. Always
Mm-hmm.
try to treat a person as another human being. Not a male, not a female, not a man, not a woman, but as another fucking human being. You know, I don't get why people don't get that shit. This is why we so fucked up now. We want to separate everything by race, gender, and all of that shit when we're all just fucking human beings. We just made choices to be different than you. I'm not talking about the male or female thing, but you know, we were just all born in different bodies. We're not the fucking same. We're not gonna look at things the same, handle shit the same. But we have to understand that when we live on this fucking planet with so many goddamn people, everything is a chain reaction. Everything's a fucking chain reaction. You can't get away from that shit.
That smile you gave that lady in the store this morning could be a smile she shared with another and another and another.
You know, that's why I love fucking with the cashiers when I go through. I do. I never use self checkout. I'll stand in the line just to fuck with the cashiers. That's
But
why when I
pretty
go to the
soon we're not
hospital,
gonna have that personalized like socialization.
yeah, I
It's like
know. I mean, even when I go to the hospital, I can be in fucked up. I can be in pain like a motherfucker. But I'll find a way to make that nurse or that nursing assistant or that doctor laugh because I know they done dealt with some fucked up individuals. Plus, I don't want them to stick me with a needle because I'm paranoid. But they do that shit anyway. But you know, look, y'all see, I be on these lives. I be serious as shit, right? But I also like to make people laugh.
But you're not funny though.
Oh, y'all, I'm funny as fuck. I am funny as fuck. You know, but no, man, that's just the way that I live, man. Because look, this world is too goddamn small. Me living here in Baltimore, it's too damn small. Don't get me wrong. I'm not no street guy. I'm not no thug, but I ain't no punk either, right? But at the same token, why bring unnecessary shit to your goddamn? Why bring unnecessary shit to your life that you don't have to, and all you got to do is grin or just you know what I'm saying? Just nod your head at a motherfucker to say what's up, even if they don't say shit back. That's why I can walk around. I don't have to jump at every motherfucking thing that comes because if it's going to get me, it's going to get me. It's not going to get me because of some shit I did. It's going to be a mistaken identity type shit. I don't have to live in fear like that. I don't. I don't have to wonder. Damn. Okay. It'd be like, yo, E, what's up, man? I'll be looking at this motherfucker like, hold the fuck, where do I know you from? I don't remember you, but all right, yo, what's good, dog? Because I don't do dirt to people. A motherfucker come up to most people on the street, hey, what's going on? And they call you by your name. Now you up this motherfucker like, okay, who the fuck did? Okay, what the fuck I do to this motherfucker? Because I don't remember that ass. That's the first thing most motherfuckers think of. Like, okay, what the fuck they want? What the fuck they up to? I don't live in that fear. I don't. So I think I done ranted on long enough.
Nope, we got one more to go.
Oh, okay, hurry up. What is it?
That last one. If you still wish the worst on your ex, you need to heal. Agree or disagree, and why?
Oh, most definitely. Look, man. Fifth grade, I got suspended for the first time in my life. Right? It was a dude that said he didn't come to school for the whole second and third quarter because he said that I was going to beat him up. I was a punk ass motherfucker in the fifth grade. I was a punk. I was the punkiest of the punk. I was Punky Brewster's little brother. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And I held that freaking grudge, yo, against this motherfucker. And this is not an ex-girlfriend, but I held that grudge against a motherfucker till I came home from the military. Fifth grade, all the way till I was 22. You know how much energy I exerted doing that shit? And when I finally got to him, was the ass whipping I gave him worth it? No, it wasn't worth all that damn energy I exerted holding some shit against him. I don't hold anything against my exes. That's why I can have ex parties, but that's another story.
Mm.
You know, I try my best never to leave a relationship, regardless of the reason, on bad terms. You know, I try my best, not always successful, but I try my best. Because if you leave that motherfucker on bad terms and you're harboring bad feelings towards the motherfuckers, you're stuck. You're stuck right there in that fucking moment when you harbor those motherfucking feelings until you can forgive and move past it. You are
It's like you're
fucking
still
stuck.
stuck in the relationship. You're not in
Yeah,
it, but
I
you're
refuse to
wasting
let
your
anybody have
energy
that kind of
on
power over
focusing on
my
it.
ass. I refuse to let somebody have that type of power. You know, so yeah, regardless of the reason, motherfucker. Well, what if she cheated on me? Or what if she got me locked up? This, that, and the other. Okay, you're here on this fucking app talking to me, or you're out on the street talking to me. Right? You're not kicking rocks right now. So why spend the rest of your life holding that grudge against that motherfucker that got you locked up, or the motherfucker that had you on child support? Well, I'm not even gonna go down there because then I'm gonna go to the protect yourself shit. But if you are still freaking alive and you have turned your life around in some way, shape, or form, you might want to thank that motherfucker.
That's too much right there. Don't do that. Too much for him.
Because what happened to you for a reason. When somebody tells you this, when somebody says to you, you don't know shit about me, you need to walk a mile in my shoes. Tell them motherfuckers kiss your ass. I can't walk a mile in nobody's shoes because that journey and that pair of shoes were meant for you. Even if I was able to, we probably wouldn't have the same outcome because we're different people. Your journey is yours, mine is mine. I wouldn't give up my pair of shoes after all of the fuckery I've been through because it has made me who I am. Now, the only way that you would give up that pair is if you are not happy with yourself. And if you're not happy with yourself and you're a fucking adult, guess whose fault that is? Yours.
Your choice to stop living in the past and have a future.
That's why when we start talking about these fucking adults here on this fucking app that's always talking about, well, I got childhood trauma. My parents did this. They didn't do that, this, that. How old are you, 35? Okay, so you know you got this trauma. You know you got, but yet you on this fucking app or you talking to me out on the street about this fucking trauma. Have you went to get counseling or therapy or anything? Have you? If you haven't, shut the fuck up. Go get it and then come back and talk to me.
Right.
Other than that, I don't want to hear it. You have done nothing to heal yourself. You have done nothing to forgive this person. They are still holding this power over you. This is why you are fucked up and powerless to control your own self. I'm sorry. Motherfuckers don't like to hear that shit, but that's what it is. No, that's your truth. No, honestly, it's not my truth because I've healed from my shit. Have you? No, you haven't. Okay, so I've dealt with my shit. You don't know me when I was 20 some fucking years old. I was an ass. I'm good now. I'm happy. I can look at myself in the mirror, even with the coal and the drool on my motherfucking lips and all of that shit, and be happy is two fucks. Can you say that? Can you do that?
Yes.
Can you walk out of your house and not worry about nobody busting you upside your motherfucking head because you did some fuck shit? Can you walk out of your motherfucking house every day and be happy and not have somebody holding power over you if you see him and you instantly get pissed the fuck off and mad? Can you do that? I can.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
So don't come at me with this trauma shit. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Anybody that comes on my live start talking about trauma. That's the first thing that I'm gonna ask you. And if you have not dealt with it, if you haven't seeked any type of therapy or counseling or whatever, I'm letting everybody know right now, anybody that's listening that's thinking of coming to my live, I'm dropping your monkey ass off my damn panel. Because you don't have nobody to blame but you.
I feel like the trauma I've been through were my stepping stones to get to where I am now.
That's all it is. It's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone. It's an obstacle put in your way for you to conquer so you can reach your ultimate potential. That's what it is. And if you look at it as anything other than, you're going to be stuck.
Mm-hmm. I
Everybody
like moving
has
around
some
too
type
much
of
to be
trauma.
stuck.
Everybody has some type of freaking trauma. Everybody. I keep telling everybody, we are, as a human fucking race, we are all fucking damaged. The amount of damage, that's another story.
The way you handled that damage.
That's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
So, motherfuckers on this app saying that shit like ain't nobody else got no damn trauma. We may not have the same trauma. None of us have the same trauma because we deal with it differently. We think about it differently. But we all have some kind of trauma. Deal with it. Stop being a little bitch or a little pussy or a little. Now, you know what? I got to stop saying little pussy, right? Because when you call me a pussy nowadays, I that shit make me feel like Popeye. But no, you need to stop using that. You know what, Kevin? I'm gonna look that up to probably later on tonight or tomorrow. What company make crutches? What companies make
Man.
crutches? Because we use them motherfuckers, and we have funded their freaking family for generational wealth for fucking centuries to come. Because we use so many things as a fucking crutch.
Crutch.
Sheesh, all the cursing. You done said fuck in like the
And those.
last 3 minutes in
Because
that
people get on here
first
and do.
paragraph.
So, Dari, listen, baby. And I always challenge people to do this shit. Once I'm done, I'll end it and say, where did I lie? Tell me what I lied about. Don't deal with me cursing or my fucking tone. Everything that I said, tell me where I lied. Tell me where I did not tell the truth.
You have a passion for the truth, and it comes out in your tone and the way you deliver things. You're very forward,
All
and
right, so
there's nothing wrong with that. You
I'm
do
just
cuss a
tired of
lot.
I'm just tired of us using excuses for everything. I really am. I'm tired.
And what about those people that blame everybody else for their problems?
I'm tired of them.
Boo.
I'm tired of all
Freaking
of that shit.
boo.
I'm tired of all of that
Cry
shit,
me a
man.
river, give you a tissue.
Look, let me tell you something. That we use that crutch so goddamn much. We blame, and don't get me wrong, I understand the white supremacy thing exists. I understand there's an equality and inequality in this world. I understand all of that. But at some given point in time, when do you stop allowing other motherfuckers to make you seem like you stupid as fucking you can't even make a choice of your own? You can't decide, okay, well, this is in place, but I know that I can do better in spite of. I know that I may have to work 2, 3, 4, 5 times as hard, but motherfucker, fuck that. I'm going to prove you wrong. No, we want to say, man, give me that goddamn crutch. I need to take it up a hole to adjust it for me. So this is the reason why I can't get nowhere. This is the reason why the black community can't get nowhere. No, the black community can't get nowhere because y'all motherfuckers are worse than fucking crabs in a barrel. You don't want to see the next man get his thing on, whereas though he could possibly reach back and try to help you out or give you some fucking wisdom. He get up there, you want to say, oh, that motherfucker ain't getting up there. Yo, give me a hand. Let me grab this motherfucker back down here. That's the
blocking your own blessings.
You know, you pick somebody to lead you, like Kev's leading this live right now. He's my leader right now because this is his shit. I'm not gonna go behind his back and say, you know what, y'all, Kev, he fucking up this live, y'all. He don't know how to lead this shit. Then another motherfucker say, yeah, you know what, you right, yo. And next thing you know, his live is all discombobulated and fucked up. Kev may not be that motherfucker that'll sit here and tell y'all shut the fuck up. I will.
Say it one more
Because
time.
in this live, he is my fucking leader. And I acknowledge that fact.
Hey,
If I got a problem with Kev, I will hit Kev. Have I not hit you in the DMs?
Oh yeah.
Warlock, you made a really good point.
If I got a problem with that man, I'm going to address that man, not on his live, though. It ain't for y'all to know.
Hey, Warlock, you made a really good point. You know what that point was?
What's that?
That we need to lead these people into tapping that screen so we can get these likes up.
Point made.
Your voice sounds so low.
I don't know. I figured it out. Probably because I'm on my backup and I'm cheating.
Oh, there you go. Do your third this, my brother.
Hey, you taught me well.
Say, you taught me well.
Kev, I apologize for taking your live down that fucking rabbit hole, dog.
If you don't hear me,
hey, they need to hear it, man.
If the boxes fell up, go on ahead and drop me, and I'll come back and with Mirror.
We got 13
for sure,
people. Get this man to 15K real quick. Shit.
Hey, Warlock.
Bro, he done had this whole pre-session and nobody got me up there. That's crazy, man.
What's up, Eddie?
Don't take this in a bad way.
I'm going to take it in a fucked up way, but go ahead.
As many times as you said fucker, motherfucker in that.
Yeah.
You remind me of Samuel L. Jackson. I'm just
oh, man, Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
As soon as you, every time you said that, I'm like, I feel like I'm watching so many Samuel L. Jackson movies back to back to back to back, just listening.
You know the fucking thing about that is, I couldn't even get past the first 10 minutes of Pulp Fiction.
I think he needs to stop. Please
Say it
stop.
again?
I think he needs to stop. Please stop, sweetheart.
Stop what?
Like, whatever he's saying, please stop, sweetheart.
Who, me or Eddie?
No, him.
No, Eddie's good. Eddie's good, miss. He's good. That's my guy. That's my guy, baby.
But please, my darling, stop. Can
you stop? Hold on, Eddie. MBS, you're saying stop. What exactly are you saying stop to?
Basically, I want to tell him to stop because I love your whatever you're doing, and it's amazing. And also, I work for TikTok, and therefore I have to go on lives, which I don't want to go on lives. And you are the only live where I'm very entertained.
Oh, I entertain you?
Yeah, of course you entertain me.
Yo, Kev.
Other lives, they're just so boring, but your live is very entertaining.
Then why do you want him to stop if you're entertained?
No, she was talking about Eddie. She wasn't
talking about Eddie. I was
she wasn't talking about me. But I'm glad that I could entertain you. I hope and pray that through my entertainment that you learn something or that it can make a change in your life for the positive. I'm so happy that I was able to entertain you.
Okay. Thank you so much, brother. And I love you for the sake of God.
Okay, dear. Same here. Have a good one.
Okay.
All right. So
So anyway,
I have
like I was
13 minutes
saying,
here before I got to be on this daggone live with Classic, man. But I just had to put that out there. I hope y'all have a good one. If you still on when he's done, I'll be back. But
Yeah, for
until
sure.
then, everybody, y'all have a mother.
hey, see you Monday, Warlock. Don't forget, it's
Oh, the hell with
2000.
you, Eddie. I'm not coming just because you said that shit.
Nah, you're gonna be coming. If you don't come, we will
Yeah, I'll be
all
there Monday,
blast you
man. You
as
know
many
how we
as
do.
possible shares.
You know how we do, my guy.
All right, man.
Oh, it's the Dari Brown Eyes, Solomon, Eddie, MBS,
Hey,
and Mr. Funhouse. I'm waiting for you to bring that
Warlock,
one up here
until
as
the
well.
next time.
All right, Kev. You ain't know, you know it ain't
All
nothing
right,
but
my
love over
brother.
here, my guy.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. You already know.
All right, baby. Maybe if we end early enough, I can bring Classic back with me.
All right.
All right, baby.
Shake the room up. Nah, I think. Well, all right, we got it. So I'm gonna try to spread the flow out a little bit then, because we could do the whole thing, but I don't want everybody to talk. So Solomon, like he knew up here, man. So let's get this going. How much did your ex scar you, Solomon?
How much what?
How much did your ex scar you?
Honestly, my ex didn't scar me at all because I've been able to move on, and nothing from that relationship do I bring into this one. Does that
Mm-hmm.
mean that there isn't shit that's going to, as they say, trigger you? Of course there is. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
may see something and think to yourself, "Fuck that! I ain't going through this shit again." But then
Mm-hmm.
if you're mature enough and you've done the work on yourself, you realize that that's just something that that person did. They're not your ex. They're not whoever you dated or were married to for 10 years. That's what the person that I'm with now did. And it takes a lot of work to get to that point, you know, to see that what they did, like, I don't know, say something simple. Because I'm like a neat freak, you know. If you come in my house and you move something, I'm going to look at you, you know, and I'll try to walk away. And, you know, sometimes it just irritates the hell out of me. But my ex used to do that on purpose just to piss me off. And I
Mm-hmm.
had to realize that no, that's not what she's doing. She's doing it because she just happened to walk by it, she touched it, and that's what happened. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong when they think they've moved on. And if you've honestly moved on, yeah, you're going to see things and you may be triggered, but it's not going to cause you to react to that person the same way you did with your ex. And if you can't do that, then in my opinion, you ain't really moved on. You just bringing more luggage from one to the next to the next. And next thing you know, you sitting in your house one day. How come I ain't got nobody? That's why you ain't got nobody.
If
You
you
can't
don't move
separate
on,
the
you
two.
think the next is just like the last.
Exactly. And it took me a long time to get to that point, you know. And it wasn't easy, you know,
Years for
like you
me.
guys say, you know. It took me like, yeah, you said 10 years. It took me 4 years, you know, before I could see what this person did is what this person did, you know, and not
So you
they're
said
doing
it
it,
took you 4 years to get over there?
not get over them. I would say get over the things that happened that were terrible in that relationship so that
Hmm.
I could move
So it
on.
sounds like a little scar then. You sound like you had, so I'm gonna say 1 through 10 then. How much you say?
As far as scarred, I'd say, I don't know, maybe 5.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not to the point to where
Would you say that those ticks could be the scars?
they could be,
Mm.
possibly, but it's nothing that causes me
What's up, Coco?
to lose it with the person that I currently have in my life. I've
Mm-hmm.
got it to the point to where I'm moving forward with them. You know, we've been together almost a year and possibly talking about getting married. And if I couldn't honestly move into that phase of our relationship and be perfectly honest with myself more than anything, I wouldn't waste the time. I would tell her,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we shouldn't do this, you know, this should end, whatever. But I feel very good about her. You know, I love the way she makes me feel. You know, I can be going through something and she can just call me. And I ain't even told her about what happened during the day. Phone will just ring. Hey, you good? What's going on? And the only other person I've ever had that connection with was my mom. And I'm surprised she ain't called right now because I was thinking about her today. And usually when I do, phone rings. So,
Have you took responsibility for what you might have did wrong in that past
Oh, we
relationship?
ain't
And
get
I'm
to
gonna
that part
stop
yet. Don't do it. No,
saying,
we ain't doing that yet. Not yet. Not yet.
oh,
We gonna get
I'm
there.
sorry.
We gonna
I'm gonna
get there
stop
though.
saying the A word too.
All right. So next person. MBS. Welcome to the live. Welcome. Welcome. Uh, how much
Hello.
did your ex scar you, MBS? On a scale of 1 to 10.
I've not been scarred by my ex. Sorry, guys. I've not been scarred by my ex, but I do feel like if there is a woman that has scarred you and made you feel a type of way, then maybe you need to just have a conversation with her. Like, have a conversation. Like, that is the best thing that you can do. Have a conversation. Talk to her. Talk to him. And maybe you would like realize exactly where you went wrong or where she went wrong. That's my point.
Okay. All right. Coco. So MBS says she haven't been scarred. So okay. Well, that's something new. Coco.
Hi,
How much did your ex scar you? Yeah.
hi, good evening.
How
Sorry,
you
I haven't
feeling?
been on the live, just been under this weather, so I'm trying to get over whatever this is.
Uh-oh.
Um, I'm like MBS. I haven't been scarred, but I've
Wow.
been calculated and vindictive. So, um, I'm not a person that dwells on hurt. I look at it as a life lesson, and I try to not be in the pool as a angry black woman. So I look at everything as a life lesson. So I would say the reason I say that I'm calculated and vindictive because when I caught him cheating, I I mean I wasn't vindictive or calculated, but when I caught him cheating, it was a very hurt. It was hurtful.
So,
So I waited 5 months and reached out to him and asked him why what happened. So he felt bad about it and he was trying to double back. But I was thinking about it and the back of my head, I was like, maybe I should, go for it. So the girl that he cheated on me with can be hurted. But I thought about it and I'm like, no, I ain't gonna do that because that's not a good place to be in to be cheated on. So I look at things as either you're evil or you're good. So scarring somebody, that's an evil act. But learning from it and growing
Honey,
from
you
it.
just said I'm not like MBS. I've never
Yeah, I
been
mean,
cheated on.
what I mean is, let me finish.
I've
I
not
haven't been
been cheated
scarred. That's
on.
what I was saying. I didn't say I didn't mean it like that. I'm just trying to be mindful of my choice of words.
But how can you say you have never how can you say you can relate to me, have never been scarred, but
Because
that
I
yet
wasn't
you're
scarred.
cheated on?
Yeah, but somebody cheat on you, they don't scar a person. That doesn't scar you. If you're
what?
confident, if you're confident within yourself and you know your value, how and somebody hurt you, they don't scar you.
Yeah, but
You
I
just
don't
keep it
relate to
moving.
you, sweetheart.
so,
Go ahead, Salom.
The-
so are there things that you saw back then that you didn't realize until after the cheating came out and the breakup, that you can honestly say, hey, to yourself now, not saying you say it to whoever you're with or if there's someone,
Mhm.
wait a minute, I've already been here.
No, you know the reason I say that? Because we was long distance. And everybody know that long distance relationships don't work because you don't have the access to that person. So I made a commitment to not have a long distance no more, but date somebody that's local. So I don't see any signs right now, but you just got to be confident and trust the person that you're with. I look
So,
at everything as a blessing and a lesson. So
so if he would have been local, then you think that you'd still be with him.
just based on what he said, yes. He said I wasn't accessible, meaning that I work a lot. I have I do real estate. I'm also a social worker. So on top of that, I didn't have the time that he had. So if we're both living in the same city, he could stay the night at my house, I could stay the night at his. So that means that we'll have time for each other. We can go to the gym, work out, do things together. But if you're calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning because you're having a moment, I can't answer my phone because I'm either tired, I have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning and, call you the next day, see if everything's okay. He's like, no, it's not. So the things he told me that she does, I respect it. It's just I couldn't fulfill whatever he was looking for.
So
But
at
you
that
made
time,
the
you
choice.
the way you think now, you thinking then the same way.
You said when I think I don't get the
The way
question.
you thinking now about what you went through. You said what you going through at that time.
Repeat the question one more
Real
time.
talk. Like I'm gonna say, both of y'all that said y'all didn't get scarred. I don't know.
I don't
I don't
think I'm
think that's true at
scarred.
all. Every human, if the fact that you say hurt afterwards, that means you had some form of. That's why I wanted to put a rating. Like, what
Oh,
was the, if like
well,
1 through 10?
I was hurt, but everybody have dreams and visions and premonitions about people that they're with. So when I caught him, it didn't surprise me. Like, oh, okay, it's a lesson learned. I don't, there were signs there. He said he wasn't moving to Florida, and I ignored that. He took
Was
he worked from home, and then he found a job that does not require working from home. So that means he can't bring his work to Florida. His mom is 80 years old.
Coco, can I ask you a question? Was
Mhm.
he cheating with men or women?
It was a woman. And why you ask that question?
No, I just wanted to ask. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I just wanted to ask. That's it.
Well, not every man that cheats gonna cheat with a man, though.
I don't know, girl. Like
Yes, less
nowadays,
likely.
like what is gender nowadays?
I don't know.
Everybody
Honestly,
identifies as a different person nowadays.
what at
Okay,
this
hang on.
Look, look,
That's off topic. Let's stay with the topic. We're not getting into
yeah.
that
Yeah,
conversation.
that kind of threw me
Yeah.
off a little bit. Because if that's the case, I would have it's displayed that in the beginning of the conversation. But I
It
said this
doesn't matter, I
woman,
promise.
right?
Just go ahead.
So cheating is cheating, whether it's the person a gay, bisexual, or whatever. Cheating is cheating. But what I know
avoiding the
now
chats. Avoiding the
is,
chats.
So he
sorry.
cheated. He
That's all right.
cheated
You can't
with.
use the GA. Can't use the GA word.
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
so did he cheat with G word?
I just told you in the
Um,
conversation it was another woman. Clearly, everybody heard that. Everybody heard that.
What is your fascination with? Come on now, you in the wrong line for that. She trying to tell her story. Mute up and let her tell her her story.
I wanna hear her story, but I
You
have
can't hear it if you
No,
keep asking her questions.
yeah,
Then you got a
you was,
fascination with
I have
something that ain't in the
questions,
story.
bro.
Just stop asking the same question. It doesn't
yeah, like
matter.
I'm trying to get what's her
Yeah,
is
you got a
on this
fascination. You in the
conversation.
you got a fetish or something. You in the wrong line for that.
So what I mean is I wasn't scarred. I was just blinded by love. But I look at it as a grain of salt. You keep it moving, remain in my femininity. Don't change. Always remain in my purpose. and learn from it.
When you guys decided to have a long distance relationship, were you guys like both honest with each other, the pros and cons, and the difficulties, and the lack of touch, the lack of being able to see the person, or were you just like, you know what, I okay, I'm sorry, host, if I
No, that's a good question.
Go ahead.
So in the beginning, it was good, and everybody knows that me, I'm the type of person I revisit relationships every 3 months, every 6 months, and every year. So everybody know the first 90 days is the honeymoon phase. You're enjoying each other, you're talking, having great XCX, 6 months come around. Okay, what are we doing? 1 year come around. So he's like, well, I don't want to move my mom into a home, but I know you have your daughter that's a teenager. And I'm like, my daughter is an athlete. She in private school. I can't take her entire life to South Carolina right now. So we need to come to a mutual agreement. So he said that he was going to rent out his house and have his family to live in with his mom. But I'm like, okay, no problem. But my career with real estate started picking up. So I'm really busy right now. You know what I mean? So during that time when real estate was picking up, I didn't have that time to travel like I used to, or doing open houses on Saturdays. And I told him, I said, my career is very important to me. And, you don't help me. I didn't tell him directly, but he don't help me financially like that because my that's my responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter, I have to pay for private school, this and that. So I
mm-hmm.
don't have that time for him like that. And I said, give me some time, allow things to flow. And, it just didn't work out. He said that, mind you, I'm a super healthy eating person. He's not. He prefer to eat low, low vibration food. I go to South Carolina. He wants to eat all this over
What
assessed
is
food. I don't
low
want to do that. So we had a lot of different things.
what
We
is
didn't really
low
agree on a lot of things,
vibration food?
especially with, please don't interrupt me, especially with family values. He didn't respect his mom. I did. So like I said, there was a lot of red flags. That's why when it ended, I wasn't scarred. You know what I mean?
Okay, can I ask you a question? What is like
Like,
vibration food?
to me, I feel like food doesn't add any energy to you. Fruits, veggies, water, things like that, pork, stuff like that I don't eat.
Wait,
Unhealthy?
did
Unhealthy
you
food,
Yeah.
say
Hey,
water?
Kev.
carbohydrate.
I just
Yeah.
What
came up
did,
with an idea for a great new live.
Mm.
no, did you say
Why
water?
can't people listen and wait their turn?
Oh, okay, cool.
And you can come right on in. You can be the number one person to answer the first question.
So again, a lot of things. When I see a man tell his mama to kiss my ass, I knew that's not the man for me. So when I caught him cheating, I said, okay, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Okay.
So that's why I wasn't scarred. Cause like, okay, that was my cue to leave after I caught him cheating. But I met somebody better and amazing.
But wasn't it cute to leave when you realize he ain't moving, you ain't moving, I'm not doing this, you ain't doing that?
Mm-hmm.
But remember what I
Wasn't
said in the
that
conversation earlier? We revisit after 1 year, we was revisit the relationship.
uh-huh.
So we had that conversation. And then remember I said, he said he was going to move his family in the house. He was going to move to Florida. But during that time, he had already been cheating.
Okay.
So when I caught him cheating, I felt like the universe, God, whatever, everything was laid out in a way for me to catch him, to know that this is not my person.
Okay.
It was just laid out for me.
Um,
So that's why I'm not
I wonder
scarred.
if that's a
Wow.
I wonder if it's a harsh thing for to admit that you were
I'm
scarred. I think
so
every human been
sorry
scarred,
that
but I
you
don't
went
think
through that.
Oh, she too rude. You get
what
like
happened.
y'all need to drop her.
What happened?
She too rude.
What
What?
happened?
No, I said I'm so sorry you went through that, sis.
Oh, I'm fine. Listen, it's a learning lesson. It's a lesson that we all have to go through in life.
Okay, go ahead.
You know,
Whoever
my
wants to talk.
relationships, I don't have a high body count or, you know, a lot. I haven't been through a lot of men. They call it jumped off the porch late. I jumped off the porch at a very later time in life. The first time I had sex, I was a virgin. I got pregnant in my 20s. So I started life very late.
I know that you're heartbroken, sis, but like,
No, I'm
I'm
not.
so sorry that you went through that. Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
So
I
pick
feel
up.
for you as a woman. I feel for you, sis.
For what? Somebody
Not
else
a
came
different
along
process.
better. Someone came along better.
Oh my
If you
God,
see
I
my
love that for
story,
you.
if you
I
see my
love that for you.
story, if you see
I
my
love.
story, if you see my story on my TikTok, I found someone that was better and I found my person.
Chanel, it's
Yes.
like going down a rabbit hole, so don't even pay it no mind. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna save you from here.
True.
Yeah. So when you
No,
look
we
at
gonna
the
get somewhere then.
definition,
We gonna get somewhere.
when you look at
But
the
we
definition,
gonna see who was really scarred. We gonna have plenty of questions to see then. I'm
so
glad y'all. That's why I had y'all rate yourselves. But through these questions, we gonna figure it out. Um,
laugh and learn. When you look at the definition of a scarred person, I'm sorry, I'm about to drop off in a little bit, y'all, because I think I came out with COVID again.
Oh damn.
It says a scarred person. Oh, I'm gonna say scarred, not scared. Sorry. I know. I spelled that wrong. Sorry. Okay. So, not a scary person. Scarred. Is to do lasting injury. That's a scarred person. Emotional pain, sadness because of a bad experience. It wasn't a bad experience. It was a life lesson experience.
scars can heal though. So,
It can heal,
right.
correct.
So
But he didn't
everybody
leave
can
me
be
scarred.
scarred.
Right. That's why he didn't leave me. See, I have a good support system and I have a family that support me. And I know I wasn't scarred because I did what I had to do as a woman. He was scarred because the grass wasn't green on the other side. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So he was scarred and you wasn't. Wow. We gonna see something though. Yeah. I think any human that invests some time in another human
Mm,
and get disappointed by it, you're gonna have some form of scar. It's gonna be a piece of something. It don't mean it gotta last. And then sometimes it take a little time to heal. And I don't think how you heal from something that just that did in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, you wouldn't prolong something that you already healed from. That just wouldn't even make sense though. So I
that's
think yeah, I don't know, but I think it's different. That's why I wanted to put a rating on it. I think at the least somebody can have is maybe maybe it was a 1. You know what I'm saying? But I think 1 is like super low. You know that mean that's like a hit off. You know what I'm saying? You can get a 1 off of just uh
You want to
didn't
know
be able
mine?
to have a situationship with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just that can be the tiny bit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Kev, you want to
So
know
can
Yeah,
I
mine?
ask you a question, y'all? Do y'all
You
think
said before.
scar is equivalent to trauma?
Oh, yeah.
you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's big as deep as that. You don't have to be
But you
traumatized
said,
through scar.
but you said on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yes, 1 through 10.
mm, probably about 25.
Do it.
I, I,
That boy
I
said it
think,
carried over.
I personally think,
Generations.
I personally think when you have gone through what you have gone through, yes, is very traumatic. And of course, it's going to give you a scar in life because it's personally traumatic. It's traumatic. You have been through a traumatic experience, but you have to also know, sweetheart, that like there is a rainbow at the end of what you went through. Like you're gonna find a guy that loves you for the sake of you, and that's really what it's all about because of the fact that like
What can
People,
I say
You know
something?
what? I
people,
think I can maybe partially agree with her because I thought about it. You did say you got cheated on. Ain't no way. No, that is a traumatic thing. I ain't gonna even lie.
No, it's
To even
traumatic.
act or fake that off and act like that
No,
you was
Lab,
not
let me
highly
tell you.
affected by getting cheated on. Yeah,
no,
No, Lab, you
that's
know
something
why?
it's
serious.
not.
You know why it
It's
wasn't.
not
Ain't
the
It's
nobody
not.
taking
cheating that
no
we're
cheating on a
talking
different way.
about.
No,
It's
listen, Lab.
not. It's
You know
not the
why? I ain't
cheating
gonna
that
lie.
we're
Okay, so
talking
let me add to
about.
this. You know, I wasn't so numb. I promise you. My granddaddy was already sick and my grandfather died. So I'm already heartbroken from the man who raised me with morals and values from that took the place of my dad. And
Okay.
then when I catch somebody cheating, I'm like, damn, I'm
Oh,
not.
you most definitely scarred then. The fact that you got to be numb. So that's it right
I
there.
had to be numb. Listen, when they say pain on top of pain, I don't think you're numb. Like I don't know if anybody ever lost a parent or a grandparent that raised them,
Yeah.
but that feeling is way different from a heartbreak.
I
Yeah, I
feel
feel
you.
you though, but that mean you just you just took the band-aid off when that happened. But that mean you still going through something. If that's the case, then
Still
if you
grieving
saying you
over
had
my
to become
grandmama.
numb at that
No,
time,
I think everybody on the panel really needs to realize this girl has been through a lot.
I
And
think you have been too though. But we ain't gonna just put it on them. But yeah, I'm about to say
I
everybody
have
got
been
like
I've
everybody
been
ain't
through
gonna get no pass because you said you
Listen,
had zero, so ain't no way.
listen,
no, to
laugh
be
and
But
love
honest,
to
I've
we
catch
gonna
been
up.
dig
through a
deep to see
lot,
who really
but
scarred or
not
not
like
though, because
her.
yeah, we pushing it on one person. Everybody
Laugh
probably
and
had
loud.
something,
What's your cash out? Is it
huh?
No,
Mr.
like I've been through
Hold
a
on.
lot, but not
I
like
can't even
her.
see it. The screen's so little. Mr. Money.
She has been through a lot of pain.
Mr. Money
That's
broke,
the
I think.
thing.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, hold on.
Good looks, man. I don't even really want likes and shares for real talk though. Um, but we gonna get somewhere though. We gonna get somewhere, man. This is an accountability room for a reason, man. So it's like we about to figure this thing out. We gonna see who really scarred and who bluffing and stuff for real. Because I think everybody that been with an ex got some type of scar. And then the point is like how did we heal from those? You know, because anytime
Is
we
your name
invest in
Kevin?
anybody, we're gonna have something.
Is your
Anytime.
name, is your name Kevin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I talk on a subject matter, or are we taking turns?
I'm trying to see that everybody go through. Did you you be Mary? Did you ever do your full thing? You sticking with that 25?
She didn't answer all the questions, Kev.
Huh?
I think we were stuck at the scar part. She
Yeah,
ain't
that's
even
all we
get to.
doing for the moment because I'm gonna spread the floor out with that one, and then we gonna go to the first prompt for everybody.
You got
Uh, mm,
Mirror is somewhere else. He is not on the platform.
right. What the heck? All right, so go ahead, Tansy. I'm gonna check Coco, and I appreciate you, man.
welcome. I appreciate you for allowing me to speak. But let me drop off because I gotta drink some more tea and stuff. So I'll be hollering at you in some more lives. I gotta get
For sure, man. Yeah.
all right, bye.
Coco, you have a
Take it
sore
easy.
throat?
Nothing. I have COVID.
You have COVID, girlfriend?
Yeah, I never got vaccinated.
Oh,
So
go get some ginger, lemon, and honey.
yeah, my mom's from the Caribbean, so I'm about to get that. I do like I said, I do real estate and I do social work, but I just took on this little weekend job as a family therapist. So I think somebody, one of my one-on-ones, somebody must have had already been sick or gave me COVID.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, I'm hoping and praying that you have a healthy immune system. You'll get over it.
yeah, I just don't have an appetite. I've been trying to eat food all day. So
You know you're Caribbean. You know you're supposed to have some soup.
I know I had some soup last night. I had some pumpkin soup.
Yeah, and squash, butternut squash.
You're from
And
Jamaica?
well, my husband, both
Oh,
husbands, that one from Jamaica, the other one from Montserrat. So
oh, okay. That's what's
yeah.
up. That's what's up.
Okay, well,
All
take
right, you
care of
guys have a good
yourself.
night.
All right, you too.
Bye bye.
Appreciate you. Go ahead, Tansy. So with the first topic, the topic question, how much have you been scarred? And rated from 1 through 10?
I would say 10.
Dang. Okay. Be real.
Yeah, I'm serious. My second husband, the one from Montserrat, I really, really loved him with all my heart and soul. And when he became disabled and I had to make that decision to leave, like I went through a lot with him, and it was really scarring, not only to me, but to my children. And I would never, like, when before I found the guy that I'm engaged to now, I would always ask people, like, if they take pills, like if they're sick, if they have an injury, if they smoke weed. Like, I won't date anyone who has an injury, and if they get injured, I will not be in a relationship. That's like the worst experience that you can possibly go through, especially when doctors are prescribing medication and they're doing it willy-nilly, and it's almost like it's a human being, but once they get addicted to, like medication, and then they go to street drugs and you watch them deteriorate, that's just like the worst feeling that you can have, because it's like that person's not them anymore.
So
And
Tansy, to clear the air, somebody had a question. It said, did you leave him while he was disabled?
no, I know I left him when he ended up on fentanyl.
Okay.
When he was disabled, no, we were helping him.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
But it was the worst decision that I had to make in my entire life, because it wasn't like he ever cheated on me. He was a good husband. It was just like I couldn't allow him to bring our family down. I just couldn't.
Mm.
And you never thought about getting help for him?
Did you not hear everybody? People need to clean out their ears. I said I already did all of that. I put him on my health insurance. I Section 35'd him. I got him to the best rehab for pain management. I did everything that I humanly can possibly do. But once someone starts shooting up and using fentanyl, I'm sorry. If you want to marry him, you can go ahead and do that. But no, I'm not catching nothing. And if he can't control himself, it's time for him to leave. I'm not losing my life because I can't let my husband go because he done went down that terrible road. I'm a beautiful woman and I'm young too. Hell no. And if people want to criticize it, go right ahead.
Of course, you don't have to do that, sweetheart. Like, honestly, you don't need to do that. And you did everything that was in your heart. Like, you took him to rehab, you took him to everything. And that's what I want to say to you. Most people on the internet will be like, oh, did you not do this? Did you not do that? No, baby girl, you did everything you could. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
I just wanna tell you that you did everything you could.
I feel like I made the right decision
Yeah, you
because
did. You did. You did. You did everything that you could.
Yeah,
and
you will know if you made the right decision if you didn't feel no shame behind it or
no, it's not that I didn't feel shame. His family, because I was trying to get his family to help me, but then they were saying that he wasn't using. So I had to do it. It was me and my family that was helping him. But then when they found out that he really was using and they tried to help and they realized, that's when it was too late. That's when he ended up on fentanyl. And that's when he ended up in a hospital and he never came out the hospital. So if his family would have helped me initially when I first told them, we probably could have saved him.
But
But
you can't blame them because you know why? If I was using or you was using, you would tell your family, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay." But like the fact that you was like, "No, he's not okay. He's using." Like maybe he's telling his friends and family something else, something different to what you said.
yeah, he's saying it was just medication. But then when I checked his when I checked his pocket, I found like the H, the H in his pocket.
I know.
And
You did a good job, sis. You did a good job, sis. You
thank
did a
you.
good job, sis. You saved a life. You did a good job. Because honestly, those fentanyl addicts, like some of them die and you saved their life. That's
I
all I
think it
want to
was.
say to you. Guys, everybody on the panel and everybody here on the comments, she saved their life. And we have
Yeah,
to
I feel it
respect
to a
her
certain
for that.
extent. I would say she did a good job halfway until she came with the ending part, right, which sounded kind of bold. Where
Well,
it seemed like she cared to a certain extent, and then she was like, "Well, I'm way too pretty to be sitting here and all that stuff." I
I
think that's the wrong
am.
part. Yeah, right. And that's where it showed that you don't have. It
No,
didn't
I
seem like
have
you cared from that point.
kids. I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
have kids. I have a son who's a doctor
yeah, I
because
feel
of
you.
him.
I feel you though.
No,
I
I
feel you
am
though.
too pretty. You
It
think I'm
was a
gonna waste
half
my
selfish thing,
life?
and then it was a half.
No,
but
I'm not
You
gonna
but the
you.
waste
thing,
my
I guess you
life.
tried the best way you can, but the way you ended it,
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna waste my life. I'm a beautiful woman. I can get remarried. I'm not gonna be
yeah.
stuck like that.
It's not what you say; it's how you say it. That's all it
Well, it
is. So
doesn't matter how
it
I say
showed.
it. It's the
It just
truth.
showed. Yeah, it's the truth, but who says that about a person they care about?
Someone who's speaking the truth and talk the way
Exactly.
I
So
talk.
you didn't care as much as you thought you cared. That's
No,
what
I
it
did
was.
care.
Not as you
I
wouldn't have ended it like that then, if that
yes,
was
I
the case.
would have.
No, you
Boy,
don't. Who says that?
who wants to get
They would
in?
actually feel bad that they had to do it, not say that I'm too
I said
pretty,
I
that I
was.
must move
I said I
on. And
was the
so
number.
who do that?
I said I'm number 10. It's just that,
Okay.
listen, I don't listen. I'm just happy that I ended it when I did. Is if you want to say that's selfish, that's fine. But yeah, I'm too beautiful. I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of love to give. If he wants to, if he started deteriorating, his teeth fell out of his mouth. What the hell? Like I don't care what you say until you experience. Then you
I
can tell me how
look. I never
how
said you was
selfish.
wrong, but all I'm saying is when you add that at the end, it show how much more you cared
let
about
her
yourself than the other
Yeah,
person.
because
let
Right.
he
her
was shooting up.
say
What are you
whatever she
crazy?
wants to say. If she feels like she's too pretty for
Yeah.
these guys, like let her feel like
So
she's
admit that you don't care that much. You can say it, but just don't lie and say
That's
that you
not
cared
true
more.
either.
You care more
she
about
went through
yourself
a
than the
lot.
relationship.
I
Bro,
still care
bro, she went
about
through a
him.
lot.
No,
She
you
went
didn't,
through
because
a
you
lot.
wouldn't have ended it like that and
Yes,
said,
I
"Well,
would have
I'm
ended
too."
it. You think, oh, and then if I would have been up here and I would have been like, yeah, and he gave me
No,
everything.
you
You
would
would
have
say,
said
well,
if
why
you
didn't
really
you do that?
cared that much, you would have been like, "I
No,
hate that I had to do that."
I
Not
did say
saying
that
that.
at first. I did say that at first, but
No,
you want me to be a victim, and you want me to be like, yeah, and
I
he
never said
introduced
that.
me
You
to.
not whatever.
You wanted
Okay.
me to have a sad story, like, oh, and he gave me AIDS.
I never said that. That's not my
No,
point.
because I left him, and I'm glad
I pay
because
attention to talking points. That's what happened.
if he would have listened,
She's been through a lot. She's been through a
Yeah, I
lot.
could tell. And she did say it
You
was a
need
10, and I
to
could still see it.
understand what she's been through, and also you need to respect the fact that if she wants to say whatever she wants to say, let her say whatever she wants to say.
I
Like
never
she's
said
been through a
I never
lot.
said I didn't. I just said that
Like
I'm just pointing
she's
out.
not calling, she's not saying anybody's a racist, anybody's this, anybody's that. Like she's just saying about herself, bro. Like the the hell? Like the girl is just she went through a lot, bro. Like can you imagine having somebody that you went through go through something like that?
yeah, and not only that, but
So I'm
he's 6'6", and when I was trying, he made me his night nurse, so I had all his medication. He was fighting me for his medication. I have really long hair, and because he's 6'6", he picked me up by my hair because he wanted his medication and like threw me around like a rag doll. Like, come on now. Not only that, but once he started shooting up, are you crazy? I'm not trying to catch nothing. I stopped having sex with him immediately. Like, what are you
Bro,
talking about?
bro, you need to actually listen to what your people on the panel are
Okay,
saying.
hang on.
Yeah.
MSB, MBS, you're not listening. Number one, everybody has their own right to say what they want to say. He's not being rude, But the
He's not
fact that you're
being
going to
rude.
sit there and say,
He's not being rude. But like at the
but
end of
you're
the
coming
day,
in at it, you're
you
saying
need
that,
to understand her side.
I
which you didn't.
truly understand it though, but are we gonna leave it alone though? So we gonna get a little deeper because we haven't even answered many of these questions though. But I see what's going on.
Okay.
Uh, so Mary, you back, my brother, or no? Otherwise, we can start from the bottom and up.
Mirror is on another live that I was on,
I know,
stuck in trouble.
I know. Yeah, I see. I think I seen you over there too. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and they
But
wouldn't even let me speak.
so let's do this then. Now, I guess we start. We can do it, but down, left, or right, left, right. All right. So MBS, we on you since you want to talk. Uh, what did you do to mess up the relationship?
I'm not gonna lie. All I did to mess up a relationship was we both lied to each other. That's it. It was nothing like my sister, but like honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I cried a little bit when you were talking, sister. And I was like, oh my god. I think it's Tamani, the girl that was talking about the fact that her husband cheated on her, and then she felt a type of way, and then on top of that, like you felt a type of way about her. Like honestly,
Okay, are you talking about your experience or somebody else's at this point? I'm sorry,
I'm talking about my experience.
but you're talking about somebody else on the panel. You realize that how that is, right?
I did talk about somebody else in the panel.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. All right. So you already
Oh
said your
wow.
part, then. So we gonna because I want to spread the flow. I don't want to keep talking about everybody else because old girl did leave a long time ago. So for you next. Or was it something that you wanted to address, or you wanted to hit this prompt?
Oh, I just came up because I was just gonna try to I kind of understood what you were saying, but we moved on from that like when I popped up. So
Oh, okay.
so yeah, everybody else can go. That's all
Okay. Okay. For sure. For sure. For sure. All right. Eddie, you next. You already did the first one. So what did you do to mess up the relationship?
Enjoy what I enjoyed.
Hmm.
That's what we were talking about earlier. I already
Oh
answered
yeah.
that one.
Right.
Basically,
Work.
I enjoyed what I enjoyed. She didn't like it. Gave me an ultimatum, and I told her that door looks nice, shutting on the way out.
How long were you with each other?
The last one,
Yeah.
a year and a half.
Mm. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think sensitive, and he got a nerve to speak. Oh my gosh!
What happened?
You don't think he was being insensitive and selfish, and look at he doesn't even have long-term relationships.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase what the problem was. The problem was the fact I enjoy anime and gaming. I don't get to do it that often, and she always complained that I liked it when she told me at the beginning of the relationship that she was fine with it. But then she gave me an ultimatum. I either had to choose it or her. So yeah, I was very nice at what I said because I could have said worse. There was nothing wrong with what I did. I know that.
You left her for a game,
No, I told her to let the door hit where the sun don't shine, if she's got a problem with it.
and you think that's okay?
I mean, yeah, 100%. If you want me to change something about me that is not toxic or hurting anybody, then you need to check yourself.
Then that means you didn't love her like that.
We're not trying to tell you to change yourself, but we're trying
Yeah,
to tell you
MBS,
to
I'm
change
good. Don't be
yourself.
jumping in because you don't know what you're talking about at this point. I'm sorry.
But
No,
You didn't
we're
love
but
not
the
her.
thing
trying to
is, like
tell
y'all not
you to
realizing that's
change
one sided
yourself,
though. The thing is,
Gaming.
if
He's
he
but
like,
got
you
with
need
her,
to change
if
game.
she
It was a
yourself.
game.
Look, pay attention. All I'm saying is
You
that if
sticking
she
up for
already
him and
got
you getting mad at me over something
if
serious.
if
He's
she
talking
got
about
with him or with the video game, right? That's like if your man got with you putting on makeup all your life, and then she try to tell you to change that. Then
you
that's
are
already that's
defending
overstepping the
him.
boundary,
He's
huh?
talking about a stupid game.
But she been knew that.
It doesn't matter. Why would
Why
he
get
be
with a
exposed
gamer
to
and
that?
then get mad that he's gaming?
You mad at me because I left someone that was causing me
You
mental
still
health
talking about that
issues.
same thing, man? We'll get
But
back to that,
listen,
man.
look at
You'll be all
look
right. I
at what
never said it
he's
was a problem
doing.
with your situation.
But look at what he's doing when you ain't giving him no pushback.
What? So
He,
what did that have to
that's
Hang on,
do?
hang on.
it's a
I'm
stupid
lost,
game. It's a
Yeah,
ma'am.
stupid
right. But you don't
game.
like it.
Hang on,
You don't
hang
like
on.
gaming. That don't mean
No,
that.
it's
And
not
his
a human being. He chose a fucking game over a human being.
yeah, and that's I see another reason why you got left because you don't know how to listen. That's
I
not
never
crazy
got left, and I never
or
do get
whatever because
left.
you lack understanding. I'm trying to explain to you. You just
Don't
talking.
say,
I'm telling
don't
you,
say
it's
that, bro. Don't say that. Like
And
she got
yes, you
left
gotta say
because of
why you keep
that.
defending
Don't
gaming
say
so
that.
much.
Don't say that,
because why
bro.
do
Bro, that's
everybody have to jump
wrong.
on me? Why can't someone defend me? What's wrong with you, sir?
Gosh, bro,
Well,
wish
hang
people
on,
knew how to
hang on.
listen though.
Let
And
me
that's the reason
ask a
Bro,
why.
that's
question.
No,
wrong.
he's saying
You
that he
know that's
left his
wrong, bro.
significant
The
other over
reason
a
why,
stupid
Kev, I learned to
game.
shut
No,
I didn't
ma'am.
A
Your
say that.
ears
game.
are. Hang
A
on. This is my question.
game.
This is my question. So let me address the stupidity in this room. Your ears need to be turned on because she was leaving me over it. She gave me the ultimatum.
And
If
then
I
you said
didn't give
you
up
left.
being myself, then I would have to literally give up everything that I
You just
like
said it
and
was
enjoy.
game and now it's everything.
I
What
Okay.
up, Kev?
really
What's
wanted,
going on,
I
bro?
What up,
really
Roger?
wanted to hear what he
I
said.
can't call it, bro.
Sis,
Yeah. And he said
sis,
she gave you
calm
an
down.
ultimatum. That means you could have stayed if you would have just
Why would
stopped
I need to
playing
give
the
up
game.
myself?
It's
Please
just a
answer that question.
game.
Okay,
Why
you're
is a
just a
game who
woman.
you are?
You're
Did
just
he
a
A
woman.
game
really,
So what?
is
Hey,
an
Kev.
did
Hey,
object.
he
It's
really say
Yeah.
that? You're just a
hey.
woman?
Let me ask you a
Did he
yeah.
question, bro.
really say that?
Hey, you
He
got any?
obviously
You got any
No,
goals or
did
anything you
he
trying to meet
really
tonight,
say
bro?
that you're just a woman?
Goals?
yes, he said that. He
Not
said
really.
he
Just
likes
shares and
Oh
likes, and probably that goal on
my
top of my head with
God.
the Bears.
Lord have
All right, cool.
mercy.
All right, I'm gonna help you out with that, bro. If I could just have the floor for a second, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna do
I
a new
hope it
person
has
because y'all
more
y'all stuck on
sense.
Eddie.
Yeah, bro.
It's fine. I'm done talking to the stupid people. So go ahead.
You're stupid. You left your girlfriend for a game. Your game can't kiss
And
you. You can't go to bed with your game. You can't make love to your game. Your game can't
okay,
go
well, there's
grocery
also other people
shopping.
in the world I could do that
Your
stuff
game
with.
can't make
But
you.
All
also,
right.
that
Well,
goes in
can
the
we
same
leave it alone,
concept.
please, man? Can we? Because I'm trying to go to the
Yeah,
next person, man.
Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
That shit is
I'm
played
worried.
out, man. Listen, let me explain something to you people, right? Let me explain something about which I just came in on the tail end of it, but I want to explain something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every man and every woman got their vices. Some women like shopping, some women like cooking, some men like playing video games, some men like hunting, some men like fishing, some like basketball. Some women like, I don't know, cross knitting. It's a whole lot of different things that are going on. But when you cross the line of disparity or you try to make a person feel some type of way because they don't share the same particular interests and not knowing the coping mechanism behind what people do, what they do when they're doing it, we already know each other's vices. We're grown. So for you or anybody, right, to be in a relationship and say, oh, well, you got to give up something because I don't agree with what you're doing. The one thing that people need to understand is this. If women want good men to be at home, there's certain type of vices that men have to have in order to actually even want to engage with a woman. So if a man plays video games, he plays video games. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it because guess what? If the man is going to play video games, guess what he's doing? He's sitting at home. If a man wants to go out and rip and run the streets, what are you more worried about? A man playing the video game or out here making outside ass families and hurting you, breaking your heart at the end of the day? But that's
Okay.
neither here nor there. That's neither
Okay.
here nor there. That's
Okay.
neither here nor there
So he left
because
his
it's
wife
all about our own personal
because he wanted to
opinions.
play games, a video game. Okay, that makes logical sense. Okay. That makes
It
sense.
does. It makes
Divorce your wife if she doesn't allow you to play Mario. Okay.
No, she left him because she wanted him to
No, she
change.
gave him an ultimatum,
Yeah,
just like he said.
Right.
yeah,
She said the
exactly.
video
That's what
game
I'm
or me.
saying.
And he
So
said to
think
go
about it
on
like
the
this. Think
bed.
about it like this, right? Think about it like this. Okay, let me ask you a question. Just a
I
simple
think a
question.
lot
This
of
is me
women
and
need
you.
to have hobbies that
This
sell.
is
That's the problem.
this is just me
I
and
think
you.
you all
This is
are
just me and you.
gamers
This is
and
a me
you
and
guys
you
Find
need
you a
conversation,
puzzle
right?
to do.
This is a me and you conversation, right? Everybody else just mute up for a second. Let's go through simple logic, right? Let me ask you a question. What do you like to do in your spare time, or what do you like to do? Tansy, what do you like to do? What are
I,
some things that you like to do?
TikTok right now. This is my thing.
So social media, right? You like to do
Hmm.
social media, correct?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so if me and you are dating and I come to you and I say, you know what, this TikTok thing, I don't really respect it. I don't really like it. I think you need to change it. How would you feel if I came to you and I told you that, pending on that I got in a relationship with you, that you were already doing it?
My man already told me he doesn't like social media. So when he comes home, I get off. And no, I
Okay.
would not allow social media to ruin. I love him and he loves me. And that means if he wants me off social media, goodbye social media. You guys will never see me again. You might want to
But
pray that he,
he'll never tell you that. He just doesn't want the time to be interrupted. So you compromise.
but
There's a
if he
compromise
ever
behind it.
told me to get off and or he's leaving, I will throw my phone out the window.
But see, you're one in third. You're like that's like one third of what the problem is as far as relationships. You're willing
Oh,
to
now I'm
compromise.
a
A lot of people
problem
won't.
because I'm listening to my man. First, I'm a problem because I don't listen. Now I'm a problem because I listen. You guys don't know what you want.
No, we do know what we want.
You
I know what
don't
I
They're
know
want.
playing.
what
I'm,
you
I'm
want.
actually on your
You
side
want
behind it, and I
you want a
understand both sides
traditional
of the
woman
spectrum. The
who's
problem is that
submissive.
you're allowing your emotions to overwhelm
I'm not
your
even
train of thought
emotional.
at this
I'm
point.
laughing at this whole thing because you guys are ridiculous. If my
Yeah,
man
I don't give
told
a
me
shit
to
about it
get
either
off
way,
of,
one way or the other.
listen, if
I
my
got my
man
I got my
asks
Twitch,
me,
I got my Twitch, my TikTok, and everything else set up
listen,
upstairs right now, and I'm gonna stream.
if my man tells me to get off of social media, listen, that man does so much for me. I love him. We're getting engaged. We have bigger things to do other than this social media. We need to flip houses. We got other things to
So if
do.
that's the thing, then you don't have a dog in the fight because you're willing to compromise.
I'm willing to do whatever he needs me to do as long as he's
Exactly. So you're one in a million. You're actually winning, huh? That's the point that I was trying to make. You're willing to compromise with your man. He needs his time, you need your time, and y'all are willing to compromise. The whole thing about it right now is that a lot of women and a lot of men aren't willing to compromise. You're actually winning. You're
You
winning.
know what, Bo
I'm
Derek?
on your side about this. You're
You
you're
know
actually
what, Bo
winning.
Derek?
But the thing
You
about it
have
is, a
a
lot of people
really
can't see
good
the
point.
confirmation or the compromise within relationship values because they're not willing to
No,
sacrifice
I can
just a
see
couple of hours to
that.
understand or even entertain the other party. That's the problem with relationships now. So you're actually winning. If your husband comes home, you're on social media and you get off, you're actually compromising and you're actually acknowledging the fact that he's there. A lot of men can't do that. But the thing about it is that relationships are so broken, they're so torn that even when the person is there, the scapegoat is social media, is
Derek,
video gaming, is everything
relax.
else.
Derek, relax. Derek. If my husband came home and I was chilling by the pool,
Mhm.
sunbathing, and he was like, "Baby, I don't want you to be on live anymore." I'll be like, "Okay, baby." Like at the end of the day, the pool he paid for, the sun maybe he did not pay for. That's
No,
God's
he did not.
creation.
He did not. He did not. He doesn't
But
have
the
any receipts for
house
that.
he paid for. So I would probably say okay to that.
So let me ask
And
you a question. If there was something that he wanted,
Hamzy, like
if there was something that
honestly,
you wanted
like
him to do, would he do the
if a
same thing?
guy, no, wait, one minute, Barrick, Tamzy, I love you, sis, but if a guy gave you everything that you want, you'd be like, okay, cool. To him, whatever he requested, you'd be like, okay, cool. Are you telling me if a billionaire told you don't be going outside sunbathing in your pool, you'd be like, no,
Huh?
you
No, I'm not
you
saying
wouldn't
that. I'm saying
you
we're
wouldn't
talking.
say that.
No, I'm not talking
No, but
about.
see, hold on, hold on a minute, hold on a minute, hold on a minute. We just
So
debunked
can
the
we
whole
just
thing.
get off of them two and
She
move on?
Tansy is winning within her relationship value. She's
Yeah.
winning because she's able to compromise. You, MBS, you winning because you're willing to compromise. What the whole subject is that there is direct odds between certain type of people, certain type of values, certain type of areas. Depending on what everybody goes through, there's going to be a conflict of value with that. So if a person can get online and say, you know what, I can actually compromise with the person, there's no dog in the fight. There's no dog within that fight. Period. Period. Point
No,
blank.
I'm not
If
saying
if,
I would
if
do everything that he says because
no, you don't
it,
have to do everything, but
right,
if the one direct issue is causing a problem and you can compromise within that one situation, then it makes everything else easy to do.
right, and I'm
Now,
just
if we can,
saying that social media is my thing for real. Like I
yeah,
love it,
exactly.
and
Exactly,
if
just like video gaming his thing.
It's mine
no,
too.
no, no, no. But if my man tells me to stop it, I'm getting rid of it. It's not worth our relationship. I
He
love
did
him
tell you to
more.
stop and you still on it.
He no, he didn't. He told me when he comes home that
Cause he just
it's
right.
our time.
Because he what's the word? Now because he what's the C word? We just
No,
said it
I
though.
talk a
Yeah.
lot. No, I talk a
What's the
lot.
word? You comply. Well not even comply. What's the freak is the word, man?
Submissive,
Compromise.
submissive,
Huh?
traditional. What
What you say?
submissive?
You said the word, bro. I just forgot about it. Word. Compromise. Yeah, thank you. Dang, what the freak?
Yes, compromise. Yeah,
You
Yeah, but
it's
compromise,
a
right? That's what
compromise.
happened. Same thing. Eddie with Eddie's situation, she wasn't trying to compromise. She just said game or not. That's the
no, no,
difference.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, right.
She gave him an ultimatum, and
So
he said that
if your man said social media or not, you
I
just
would
gonna just
no,
leave it alone?
yes.
Well,
But
you until you
this
do
is an
that, let me know then.
object.
Until you do
Listen,
that, right?
listen, this is an object. Listen,
It,
I'm not putting this before my man. My man, this thing can't make
yeah,
love to me
easier
at night.
said.
Listen, this thing can't make love to me at night. This thing can't kiss
If you
me at
didn't
night.
like it, you wouldn't be on here now. Then, if you could
Listen,
do
I'm
that, but
on
you
here
wouldn't have
because
did it
my
at all because you
man's
know he
not
don't like it.
here. Listen, I'm here whenever he's not here, I'm on social media. When he's sleeping or when I go over my mother's house and he's at the house, I'm on social media. So, yes, I use it as when I go grocery shopping, I'll be on
That's your
social
hobby,
media. Like this is
Yeah,
what I like to
that's a
do. So,
vice.
right?
huh?
That's an actual vice that
Right. So
people
you
have.
telling him
And
to
the
exit
thing
his
about
whole
it is,
hobby? He got what the freak? That don't make no sense.
No, but at least
I respect it, but at the
So,
same time,
yeah,
it has to be a compromise somewhat. Like
right.
yeah,
the
I make sure
compromising
that I
between
make
something is like, okay, you don't like to see me do it, and I don't like to see you do it. So there has to be a direct median there to be like, okay, listen, I'm not going to give up gaming and I'm totally not going to give up social media, right? So the thing about it is this when we're spending time together, the Xbox, PlayStation, PC is off. The
Right.
phone is face down,
exactly is
is
my
here, is there,
point.
and we spend our time. And
Right.
then what people don't really understand about social media and gaming is that there's money that can be made behind both partners doing the shit at the same time when they're together.
Right, but see, my guy when he saw me debating and he seen that the guys were saying some stuff and the girls were, he wanted to get on here and he wanted to really rash people's world because he's really that alpha dude. But
He
I'm
wouldn't have did
getting
nothing.
okay,
But
whatever.
and what you gonna do
But
with some social media people? Just look tough in
listen,
front of
he
you.
did. First of all,
Look,
he
No,
did
but see
come
let,
the thing,
on once, and then
hey, you got it right, Alpha Man. You got it. You got it.
when he
But
did
Missy, you can
hit
go ahead because we go ahead,
when
Missy. I know you got something.
he see that's
yeah, my
rude.
bad.
That's rude. So
Hi everyone.
when he did see me on it, he heard what was going on. He said it was giving him anxiety and he wanted to say something. And he said, don't do it when he's around. And I understand that.
Because he's scared to tell you that he don't want you to do it.
No, he
He
already
don't want
told
to
me
lose
he
that
didn't.
punani. That's what it is.
He already told me he
He
didn't
ain't gonna
want
tell
me
you
to.
no.
He already told me he didn't want me to do it.
Right, and you
And if
still
he
on it, right?
when he's
The
not
freak.
here,
Make it make sense.
when he's not here,
Can I just say something?
But
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
yeah, let
Tanzi,
Missy go real quick.
can I
Go
can
ahead,
I
Missy.
can I just say something after
Eh,
Missy?
All right, you can go. Yeah, you can go right to Missy. Go ahead, Missy.
No, Missy, go ahead.
Hey.
Hi everyone. I just feel like he wouldn't even put himself in a position to seem like a hater for one. And for two, he wouldn't like completely take something away from you that obviously gives you some sense of importance or whatever you use your social media for. He wouldn't want to take that from you. Like that's your vice. So
Right.
he made a compromising situation for, and he also let you know how it makes him feel.
Right.
But a woman doesn't approach the situation like that. They come in with this dictation, or if I'm saying that wrong, you guys know what I mean. Like they come
Got
in with like trying to
I'm good.
control the man. There are tactics, and I hate to sound like, manipulative, but there are ways to get your man to understand what it is that you need or what he's like depriving you of. There are ways to communicate with a man and so that he can see your insight. And there are also times and places for these kind of conversations. You got to set the mood. And a lot of women feel like that's just too much. I'm not doing all that. I'm gonna go find me a man who gonna understand me. He already built like that. Like these men are simps. Like, but you putting your man in a position, your alpha male in a position to be a simp when he's a great man. Like I'd imagine if,
Who? I'm putting him in a situation?
I mean, it just sounds like when you used yourself as an example, so now I'm just like using you as an example, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So if,
but you're
I
not
mean, what
saying
is
that.
your man's vice? Because we all know he's a stand-up guy, but
Well, he's
everybody has something.
yeah, he smokes marijuana, and I didn't like that he was buying it off the street because I didn't want him to get any fentanyl in his stuff. So I told him to go to the dispensary, and I wasn't having it. And if he continued to get it off the streets, I told him I was gonna leave him. So then he started getting it from the dispensary. So I don't
That's
I
such a wonderful hobby.
And
Case.
that's not a
that's
hobby. He
something
just
that's something there that speaks volume too, because I mean we already know that Fendi does. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's one point.
So I
Right.
But
was
the thing
And
about it is,
that's why I told him not to get the, because a lot of people were getting fentanyl off the street, but they didn't
so
know they
is the
would.
only thing that he does is smoke weed? Is that the only thing he does? Does he play video games? Does he?
He plays video games. Yeah.
Okay, so is that so? Let me ask you a question: Is other than him buying marijuana off the streets, which he
He
doesn't
doesn't
do
buy it off the
anymore?
streets anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. So, like I said, he's not buying it off the streets anymore. Is there any other vice that he has that you don't like?
Those are the two vices that we had a serious, because he thought he didn't trust the dispensaries. I didn't trust the street. So
Okay,
that was major. He has a major marijuana habit. Like he smokes weed a lot. And so that,
okay,
to me, that's serious. And then I said the other one was, he does play games, but I don't mind him playing games. Like he's teaching me how to play it. So,
okay.
and he
So,
does,
so
but
what
he
I'm gonna
doesn't.
say, what I'm gonna
But he
say
does
next
not.
is this, and this is not to cut you off, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, that's
Yeah,
this
after
okay.
is
you get
what
done, with let
every
MBS go, then we gonna go back on topic again after this
I
shit.
got you. This is the major thing that all men need to understand. And I do counseling. I do marriage counseling, all that type of stuff. Right. This is the thing about it. To build and establish a relationship, now everybody needs to understand and acknowledge everybody's vices. We have to understand that people have go tos, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes what you want to say in a relationship, you can only say on social media, because we know as far as relationships, it causes sometimes problems, it causes misunderstandings. Um, Men that play video games, that's a way for them to escape reality, to create their own reality. Social media for women is nothing more than them to get their opinionation off, and that's cool. Everything is cool. The thing about it is that when you go to these different type of vices, It's all about the acknowledgement of the other person. If if it feels or it seems like you're neglecting another, or if a person feels like they're neglecting, then there's always going to be a problem. But the one way to solve it is to actually do everything together. A lot of people don't want to do that because they're like, oh, well, I know what you're going to say. I know you're going to always be at odds. It's going to be uh, some type of issue. And the reason why there's issue is because a lot of men and a lot of women, and I hate to say this, they feel as though they're going to reach out to a person that's going to cause conflict within the relationship.
Right.
And it goes all the way back to them being insecure. The
Mhm.
insecurities, the insecurity, the value of the relationship. If the value of the relationship comes behind making too many changes, or no matter how long you've been in a relationship and it's constant changes, well, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, and you get to 5 years, you get to like a 5 year mark within a relationship, and you still got to change and alter something, that first alter needs to happen with a
I agree. There are things like
relationship that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
I got one
yeah,
bar. That's what happened.
yeah, there are things like breakfast, just waking up early and making breakfast, and like those moments that were taken out of the household were replaced with a lot of this new
Mhm.
stuff. And that's one thing that we all have to recognize. Like people are searching to fill
Exactly.
voids that they may have expected. Yeah,
That they never had.
yeah.
They never had it. They never had that. Like I'm gonna tell you, like the perfect relationship feels so weird when you get it. When you wake up beside a person in the morning and y'all laying there and he tossing and turning, you tossing and turning, y'all trying to find that warm spot, and the warm spot is y'all, and y'all kiss, whatever, y'all got y'all morning relations. You wake up and you make, if you drink coffee, the man may drink coffee, the woman may make tea. The woman may cook breakfast, the man will get up and help get the kids ready. We don't have those type of things anymore. It's always rush, 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 go, 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 go. It's only when we take the time that we're doing this right now within a relationship, right? And then we say, okay, I'm gonna get up at 3. I'm gonna get up at 3. I'm not gonna rush to do anything with my significant other. I'm gonna get up at 3 o'clock. I'm gonna go take my shower, get ready for work. Uh, Nudge my partner, hey, whatever, just get on up. You know what I'm saying? Get them kids' clothes ready, iron, press, whatever. You got so much time between 3 and 6. You got so much time. Our day don't start till 7:30, 8 o'clock. We need to start putting our time in place for us. Because the one thing that we know about relationships, the one thing we know about relationship values, especially whether it's kids or it's no kids, we got to spend as much time together as possible because we don't know what our significant others don't know what our day is. We don't know what obstacles we go through. We talk about it. But when you come in and you need to release, and that man is on that game, that woman is on social media, you want to talk. What men don't tell women all the time is that, hell, we want to talk too. We just
Mhm.
don't know how to, or even if we know how to, we know at the end of the day, you may not understand what we're talking about.
And half the
And
time
that's
that
just facts.
that tone is not set. Now you guys are already stuck in your habits.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It's not even stuck in a habit. Sometimes a lot of men, I know me myself, I try to make my day comical as hell. I try to make it comical within a conversation because my wife will crack up when I talk about it. She'll be like, "You crazy, you crazy as hell." I'll be like, "Man, this son bitch here came out slew footed as hell. It's cold as fuck. They came out with a robe with no socks on, and I got this big ass couch because I work for FedEx. I'm an open book, so I can talk about my shit." And when I talk to my wife about it, she's dying laughing, but she don't realize, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though I had a stressful day, now that I'm talking about it, I release that tension, that pressure.
you know,
See, a lot of
I found that when I was working, I thought that I was becoming the woman that would make him proud, but none of that shit matters. The whole time I'm at work, he's on the phone with his business friend who happens to be a woman,
hmm
and I that's because I'm not there. I'm not available for him to talk to. So I had to get back in the like a headspace where I was just not listening to these women who don't even have a man, don't even know how to
hmm
keep a man. Their daddy wasn't there. Like, you know what I mean? So I was just trying to center that back in and find myself because I'm truly like a majestic woman. I like to make food. I like to take care of the kids. I love that. And that aspect of a woman has been stripped away and I don't know where it went. Like microwaves are making dinner now.
no. I'm tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you what to do. What you need to do, and it's gonna cause some type of financial hardship. I think it's gonna be more or less with you than anything. But if it's anything dealing with kids, y'all's kids together, continue to do it. Like those situations are gonna happen regardless, especially within the workforce. Because I had to go through that. I went through that where it was almost detrimental to my career, what I was doing, and everything else. But the one thing about it is that you have to know who you're dealing with, why they're even dealing with what they're dealing with. Because the one thing about it within the workforce is that men can't talk to other men because we know that other men in the workforce don't really give a fuck. And depending on what the situational value is within a job, yeah, of course you're gonna talk to a woman. But the thing about it is keep it as business professional as possible. And don't let anything else outside of that even enter your mind. But I can't tell you that. That's something that a man has to do when they're put in that position. You know what I'm saying? It's not an algorithm for you to solve. Ultimately it falls back on the man. Women have to have the same issues. Sometimes, you may be a woman in the workforce and you may have to talk to more men than anything. You may get calls from men when you're at home and about whatever project or whatever's going on at the workplace. It just happens like that.
A lot of time people are in relationships with people that they do not understand.
Of
Like
course. It's facts.
all
It's
the
all
She
facts.
preaching around here.
Um,
Okay.
if you let
It's
me
all
finish,
facts.
I got to know his moms and his sisters and his upbringing and his children and his baby's mamas. And at first he was like, you know, you always in my business. But once I came back with everything and I was able to lay it out in front of him and kind of give him like a pat on his back and just like letting him know like I know it's not easy, like I'm not your enemy, and you got to make eye contact and hold his hand and let him know like I'm literally not here to be a detective or anything, but I was just trying to figure out what is this distance between us because we used to be so cool.
Yeah, because
So
he's so used to losing. That's the part about it.
not
And,
even it's
and
like
I'm
she said about her man, like a lot of time you guys are on work mode, you're grinding, you doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, but the woman is not understanding that it's not easy. They're just
it's
simply
not
not
easy.
like they're not understanding of it, and they're not that nurturing nest to come home to and put your briefcase down like and eat hot food. It's just not that. And
I put it to you like this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Neither one of y'all could deal with me, and I'm gonna explain it so that y'all can understand it. I'm the type of man where I work all day, I do logistics all day, right? I come in, I may have had a good day or a bad day. My thought process never stops. So I stay up. I may wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. My brain don't stop until maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. I may come into the house. Now let
I
me ask
can
you this
understand.
question. Let me ask you this question. I may come in the house I may get off from work at 7. I'll come in and I'll be like, "Hey, you good? You hungry? You need any food?"
Yeah,
Oh
my
no, I
man,
got food. It's
he's a
always there.
chef, so he does the cooking as well, and that's why I was saying that because he's been doing all of this. With me, I'm just the icing on the cake. Like I'm
Yeah,
capable of take relieving him from having to do those things because he's a nurturer and a provider. And
yeah,
he's that alpha male. So it's like he's not only that, he's also like a pillar in the community. So
yeah,
you might have a man who has children that aren't even his from a previous relationship that still call him dad. Like
potentially.
it's a man with many layers. He might be that dude that had to, do some time because he had to help his sister pay for her mortgage or something. You know what I mean? Like all types of walks of life, different levels that
So
he's reached. And here he is still doing the same thing with no help. And you could help him, but instead you just come in and add to and point out his indifferences.
yeah, well, so I gotta say this, right? So this just happened to me um, about 2 weeks ago. I was, earlier on, when this TikTok shit started, a lot of men were being verbally assaulted behind doing something that within our community it was shunned upon, but it was one of those things, right? So I have three stepchildren. I just lost, or the kids and I just lost their father about 2 weeks ago, and it hurt because me and him were we were good friends. I called him a brother. Whatever he needed, whatever I needed, whatever the kids needed, we were always there. My oldest daughter's prom, we paid for it. Her uh, medical expenses when she was pregnant with our granddaughter, paid for. Uh, Anything she ever needed, from cribs to strollers to baby clothes to whatever, paid for. We did that, right? I lost him. He's gone. He passed away. Heart failure. I say all that to say that it's not so far fetched that within our community value, and we talk about alpha males, we talk about uh, pillars in the community, everything else. We can talk about everything humanly possible. But the one thing about what we're talking about right now is not even compromise, it's understanding. It's just the understanding of who and what you want and what you need. I think the conversation needs to start at home, just like it does everywhere else. It has to start between building and growing or nurturing and providing. The conversation needs to start at home.
Yep, these are
These are
women who are
conversations.
saying like, I'm not no Build-A-Bear workshop. I'm not raising no man. I don't care. We got
No,
our
it's
own
it's not about it's
problems.
not about the
Yes,
man. It's
they
not
say
about them. It's not about building a man. It's
that.
not.
Yeah, let them know.
It's not. It's not. It's That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the conversation. Building a relationship don't mean that you like a build-a-bear, none of that other shit. Building a relationship is nothing more than sitting back and saying, okay, listen, this is who I am as a person. And then this person says, well, this is who I am as a person. You don't need to be at odds about it. It's just it's compromising. It's just compromising. That's all it is. A lot of people can't do that because, for one, a lot of people are spoiled as fuck. Like, they never had anybody and they never listened to anybody to give them any direction before they hit that ultimate stage of maturity. I'm 40. I'm 40. So if I can sit back and be like, oh, okay, that's what you're gonna do. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna feel no type of way about it because I know what I have to do. I know what I need to do. I know what ultimately makes me happy. So for me personally, for me to sit back and give this information, I've already walked this road from the time I was 23. I've been in a 20-year fucking relationship, marriage. I've been there. I've done that. This is easy. What we're talking about right now is so easy to understand that even with me saying that it's easy, a lot of people will be like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? Just shut the fuck up. Let it happen.
Yeah, I
Let
just
it happen.
down and
Because
over. another
Because at the end
panel.
of the day, you're not going to be wrong.
Yeah, I
If
just
you're
got
doing,
okay.
yeah, yeah, if
I
you're doing what you need to do, then you're not wrong.
So I just got torn down in another panel because I'm a stepmother, and they were all like single mothers, and they were like calling all the other single moms, and they were like trying to get me to leave my man because he has children from women that he did not stay with. And I was letting them know like like they're like, he's the problem, don't you see, he's the problem. And I'm like,
No,
no, four women can make the same mistake and fumble a good guy. They just, I
and
said they
and
couldn't
four
handle
women
him, and they were
and
just like,
four women
what?
can't take no for an answer. I'm slowly starting to realize that too. Women can't take no for an answer. Women cannot take no for an
I need a
answer.
therapist, and I need to unpack my childhood traumas because I'm the very fact that I'm dating this man and caring for the children, which their moms cannot. I am the evil that lives within the house.
No, you're not. People can't take no for an answer, and that's just what it is. A lot of women, when you profess your actual situation, a lot of people want you to be what and do what? Go out there and be just as miserable as them. If that man is taking care of you and he's taking care of his kids to the best of his will and his being, then who's winning and who's losing? Well, if you look at the situation, both of y'all are losing. Both of y'all are winning because you're not at odds with anything. You're not at odds. You're not arguing with the baby mamas. You're not arguing with the kids. You're not arguing with him. You're doing what you need to do. It's only outside influences that will actually have a situation actually be debunked or even have conflict. It's just that simple. That's logic. That is actual logic. If that man comes home and the requirement or whatever you have set forth for yourself, he said, you say, well, to yourself, oh, well, let me clean up the house, let me cook, let me do this, da yada 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 yada. He comes in and there's no outside coming in with him,
How y'all
and
doing?
you know for a fact that he's not doing anything outside, then you win. Just like the other lady was up here. She wanted to have a dog in a fight behind what somebody else said, but that's his situation. You can't fix another person's situation and you don't have a dog in that fight. You know that your man ain't doing it, so don't respond to it. Don't respond to anything.
I
You know
agree.
when your man comes home, you know you done wash clothes, you know you done cleaned up. It is what it is. A
May I say
real man,
something?
a real. Hold on a minute. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. A real alpha male, which I'm gonna say this, ain't no such thing as an alpha male. There's determined men, there's responsible men, and there's men creating something. That's not alpha. Alpha only applies to a certain species, and that's within the animal kingdom. A real solid man is just a down to earth solid man.
Can I pick
That
up on that?
alpha shit, that alpha shit is not it. It ain't it. It just ain't it. It ain't it. We not alphas. We ain't out here eating raw meat. We ain't out here hunting and gathering some shit. We ain't no.
It's our stages. It's our stages. After the man stage is the greatest thing a man can be is a gentleman. The greatest thing a woman can be is a lady. She has no man in her.
Facts.
The reason why no man can handle a woman because she is learning the man that God gave her. She has to learn how to believe in the man she has. When we sit there as a man trying to do something for a woman, even a woman allowing us to do something for her while she's in their woman stage, the relationship will never work. We have to meet each other in our final stage, and that is a lady stage and a gentleman stage. If I came to your house, you will not let me in your house unless I come in your home like a gentleman. If a female came to your house, you will not let her come in your home unless she act like a lady. God will never bless a marriage because 90% of people you ask them who's a marriage between, they say a man and a woman. Well, if you're not gonna let a man or a woman in your home, God is not going to let a man and a woman in heaven. We have to change our words. Everything we're saying is good, but we're frustrated with one another because a gentleman is meeting a woman and a lady is meeting a man. See, it ain't nothing wrong with a man and a woman. We're just not right with for each other. And the only time we come together is as a lady and a gentleman. The only thing we got to change is the word lady and gentleman. That's it.
Facts. And it's all facts. What you just said was all facts.
Yeah, and
But
and the only reason why I say the reason I say like it ain't no good man, ain't no great man, it ain't no OG, no gangster. It's a gentleman. We got to say the right word, and it's a capital GE. God is the only capital G. And what I'm trying to say, if you ask Alexa, what is a gentleman in heaven? Your higher self is an angel. All females carry their father's first name. And their father's first name is God, and God made them a goddess, not a queen. These are earthbound title names. Once we understand, I bow down to every fucking female on earth. I tell God every day, I cannot stand a woman. I don't want shit to do with a woman. Why? She got too much manner. He is laughing at me because guess what he says? He don't care about man-made words. Man-made words for us to speak to one another. He cares about the intent behind the word. And when I sit there and say, man, God, your daughter is a bitch, right? He said, she got some man in her, don't she? Right? Don't fuck with that part. That is the forbidden fruit. For me to try to lie or commit to a woman, I am trapping her in her woman stage, and that means she's gonna have to carry around the woman there. If you ask any good woman, if you got a man in your life, do you want to carry around the responsibilities of a man? They will all say no. They don't even want to be a woman. What's greater than a woman has no man in her. It is her final stage, and God gave us a prayer for that. I want a lady in the street and a freak in the sheets. And I mean that with respect. They just need to know what they need to say for a gentleman. If I ask them, how do you want your male out there acting in the street? Like a man or a gentleman? They say gentleman. Okay, so you want a gentleman in the street, and guess what you want in the sheets? A beast, not a monster. The things I done as a man, I don't want my mama to know, my daddy to know, or my priest. But you damn well better believe God and Jesus know. And if I get the chance to stand in front of them, I will never stand in front of them as a man. A man is a symbol of strength. There is no need for me to be strong in front of my Father and my Savior in heaven. And he gave his daughter wisdom, but he also gave her strength. He gave her wisdom and strength. The woman is the more between a 5-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, all the way until we're 100 years old, 5, 10, 15, 20, the girl is always more mature. Emotionally, boys and men, we run from our emotions. When a woman gives birth to a child, that's an emotional thing. Excuse my language. She can have a miscarriage or abortion. That's an emotional thing. While we ever playing the damn Atari or the Xbox, we nowhere near connected that she just lost her firstborn in the toilet. Excuse my language, but I'm saying it because it has to be heard.
mhm.
Physically, physical is the least important by a human being. But if you let a male pick you out, he gonna pick you out for the physical reason. The least important, you're gonna wonder why in 5 weeks, 5 months, or 5 years you crying. He doesn't understand. He never picked you out for the understanding. So if you let a man pick you out, he gonna pick you out for the least important reason. A gentleman, God says, do this. Do on the earth as you would do in the heaven. We bow down. We bow down to God because he gives his life. Well, his daughter, she brings life to earth. We should have statues of Statue of Liberty should be a pregnant motherfucking Statue of Liberty. If a woman gave birth to 6 kids, she should have a big stone. We should bow down and pray to that brings life to earth. But no, she is the lowest thing on the totem pole. And a black woman is the most lowest thing on the totem pole. And I promise you, heaven is full of sisters in heaven. The Pope bowed down to a brown Jesus. We can't even admit to a brown Jesus in United States. The religion that we practice is a slave religion. Okay, because it's painted white don't make it right. And I'm far from prejudiced. All my children are biracial. I'm a foster child. I was raised like Jesus. Jesus didn't even have his father. I learned how to foster relationships with people. God did not put us on this earth to like one another. He put us on this earth to like ourselves and others. When you learn to find yourself in another, then you learn to love yourself in that other. Okay, I tell a man and a man, it is okay for a female to act like a male. And man, don't be saying that shit around my female. Dude, she got male in her. It is okay for a woman to act like a man. Man, why are you saying that shit? Dude, she got man in her. If you don't want her acting like a man and male, you have to learn how to own it, not take it. See, when a man takes the man and a woman, or he takes the male and a female, that is forbidden. That is the forbidden fruit. God gave us heaven on earth like he gave man fire. Excuse my language. Heaven on earth is between the legs of a goddess. Okay, we bow down to that. Until we respect it for that, we'll never get inside heaven. We cannot respect what gives life on earth. Society has lied to them. I am a 53-year-old man that was raised in foster care, LD, and my point is, if I listen to everything society said to me, no book has written anything good about a black man and stop living another man's lie. When you take another man's lie and make it your truth, you making somebody a lie in heaven is a sin. You have to admit to that. When you are thinking about your thoughts, only you and God knows your thoughts. That is the secret language of God. And when you're thinking about your thoughts, that's a conversation you have with God. What comes to that conversation is called the living word. When you speak the word that you receive from God, you speak the living word. You cannot find a living word in a dead tree. And a dead tree is a book written by man. The only thing different between religion and laws, they got different gowns on. They got different binders on their book, but both of them written in the image of man, and they don't do no black man right. Period. And that's far from prejudice. It is what it is. I feel bad for white people that carry around the sins of their fathers and they cannot admit to it. That is the devil. The devil in sheep's clothing. If I ask you between a man and a
Hmm.
gentleman, which one's
Yeah,
the devil?
a man and a gentleman.
Yeah, between a man and a gentleman, which one's the devil?
I'm gonna tell you right now, from what I've seen, it's both.
Oh, absolutely. But watch this. Watch it. Do you know why? Because we have yet to define them. Here we go. If you had a daughter and she came to you and said, Daddy, Daddy, what should I marry, a man or a gentleman? What would you tell her? What should you tell her?
I would tell her, and I have a daughter. I have two daughters. One of
I
my
got two too.
daughters, one of mine, my oldest daughter was already married.
But what would you tell her to marry? What would you tell her to marry, a man or a gentleman?
I would tell her to marry my youngest. So my other one's
Either
already.
one. Of what would you tell him to marry? Because it should be the same for both.
No, it's not.
I'm listening.
It wasn't even for the first one. I
But
told my oldest daughter, I said, if he treats you right, if he's there, if he's going to do what he needs to do, which he came to me.
see,
So
long-winded, and I apologize, my brother. But it's what I'm
it's a
just
long,
giving.
it's a long-winded thing, right?
No,
Because
no, but look, watch it. If you was to
we
ask your
know that
here, watch it.
we know that both
I'm asking you
we
some
know,
questions. If how do you treat your father in most relationships? And I wasn't raised with my biological father, but if I stepped up to
I wasn't
my
either.
dad, and he's older than me, do I come at him like a man or a gentleman? I know what most people will say. I have had audience and done this question. The
Yeah.
hesitation and not to answer quickly already shows the relax of. That's what I'm trying to say. Until we
No,
admit to the
I'm just
truth.
letting you finish. I'm just letting you finish
Yeah, I
because I
know.
came at him as a grown ass man.
Huh?
I came at my father like a grown ass man.
Yeah, but here, watch it. Watch this. A man and woman goes to the house. What goes inside a home is a lady and a gentleman. See, daddy may act like a man out in the yard, but daddy bitch up when he goes to the house. He takes off his shoes, and when he goes in the homes, he respects the home of a lady. Okay, even a father. A father raises a daughter. He raises a lady and a daughter. Mom raises a woman. The two things that transcend a daughter to a woman, daddy don't want shit to do with. And what that is, okay,
No, that's
that
not
is her
accurate.
period. When a
That's not
father
accurate.
raises a man and a son, and a mother raises a gentleman. A mother raises the greatest thing a son can ever be. That is a gentleman. Dad, they can spit outside in the yard. They can have outside talk, but in the house they come in respectful. If you don't understand the difference between a man and a gentleman, then you will. And guess what? I have recently found that out, and I'm kind of shocked. But I assume a lot of people don't know the difference between a man and a gentleman. You ask us many questions. If you don't know, I promise you, not what I'm saying. So, like I try to tell, I'm a messenger of God. If you look up the definition of an angel, one of our things says an angel is a messenger of God and does God's work. I am just trying to get my wings back in heaven. My job is I can care less what people think about the message. My job is to say the message. I say a bunch of thoughts. They sit on their mind. Once they think about it, God will answer for them. It's not about me being right. I can care less. As me as a black man, I can care less. I'm only right for myself. But me, that's ignorant because if it's something I'm supposed to tell people, I'm telling. It's not to be argued. I don't care to be right for anybody else. My job, again, is to pass that message around for them to think about it. As I stated, I empower your thoughts. If you don't air the message, when you thinking about your thoughts, most people don't know their higher selves. They don't know we are the spiritual. God take the seed of man. Watch, I'm going to ask you a simple question. God take the seed of man and the egg of a woman, right?
Yep.
What does he bond it together with?
Life.
Okay, what is that life called? Once I said,
Mhm.
I promise you. Once I say, I promise you understand it.
Okay,
This,
tell me.
okay, this is my message from God. He bonds it together with the spirit of God. And then guess what? I tell a woman and man, God, a man may spend an hour with you. God gonna spend 9 to 10 months inside you. Never cheat yourself out of women my age say 9 months. Women of today's society, they got an app for that says 10 months. These are the messages that God sent to me. These are my messages sent out. And when you come to realize, man is about 20% of that child, a woman's 80%, because the Fiji woo, the fee of a female and the woo of a woman. The woo of a woman, I told you the first part of a woman, man and male. God gave her, she needed to believe that. The woo of her is the womb. The fee of a female is the flesh that feeds the fetus inside her womb for 40 weeks, for 9 to 10 months. That's why we are, as much as I feel I'm a part of my damn daddy, the much as part of my father, I think I am my mother. I am damn well as part of my damn father in heaven. And I did not raised by my father, and I'm okay with that. And I used to grow up hating our dads and parents for the things they put us through. It ain't their fault. It is not. I am happy that they met each other and that came up that moment, regardless
But
how
you
long they
know,
was with each other.
but you do realize that genetics are hereditary, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why no woman should ever talk about her child's father, because she's talking about him.
And no man should ever have a woman talk about them blasphemy.
Absolutely. What you mean? Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
But
the
guess
thing
what?
about it is this: we praise our God. We praise our God, right?
Absolutely.
But we don't take the time out to actually acknowledge the whole thing behind our parents, or where the parents came from, or the parents came from. We
Dude,
don't
what do you
know.
think my book is about? Beautiful. What you saying is beautiful. No different. Ready? Your zodiac sign, your mother's your father. We grew up saying, I'll never be like my mom and dad. I'll never marry nobody like a mom and dad. As soon as we had children, guess who we sound like? Our mom and dad. So I hear it go. Me as a Libra, born from an Aquarius man and a Gemini woman, I cannot tell you nothing about your bloodline unless I get a chemistry kit. But I can tell you the signs that you're going to emulate and imitate. You will marry your mother's sign, or you will give birth to your mother's sign, or marry your father's sign. Because it's on a mental note.
My mother was a Scorpio. My dad was a Leo. I was born a Leo. My brother was born a Virgo. My other sister was born a Virgo.
See?
And
Look. Right? Look. Look. If I show you your zodiac line, 7 stars, 7 signs, your sign, mom, dad, and what gave birth to mom and dad, them are your 7 signs. That is right there. You draw. That's your constellation. That is right there. Then guess what?
my grandmother was a Gemini. My grandfather was a Gemini.
And listen to
And
me. May I say something to you, nigga? Seriously,
mhm,
you are a gentleman. You ain't no fucking man. Cause see, right now, 2 men don't have this type of conversation. Gentleman becomes more mental and emotional creature. A man is a physical creature. That's all I'm trying to say. I promise you, man. You know it's in your heart. And look, see, well, and the beautiful part being a gentleman amongst men, they don't know how to handle you. Dude, I'm a 250-pound black man that bench over 500 pounds, doing 2 different levels of martial arts. And I've been a man since I've been 14 years old, beating up grown-ass men at 40 years
I
old.
have
And,
too.
I,
I
and
have
look, and
too.
I asked God, I said, God, is there something more than to a man? And when he came out and told
Taekwondo,
me,
kickboxing, karate,
yeah,
Kyogen
but that don't
karate.
mean shit in heaven. When I let
It
go of that
don't.
man in me and found out that he's learning how to treat God's daughter and respect her for who she is, to awaken her. See, right now, what I did is I awakened the angel in you. And anybody else to listen to, I awaken the goddess in them. I have top people to take their enemy and turn it into your enemy right now that passed away before you is waiting for you in heaven to think of them. You got a human being side that is the seed and the egg of your mother on earth. Your celestial being, the child of God, is a celestial being. That is the angel in you. Okay? Your celestial voice is your thoughts. If you don't want to bother Jesus, and I don't think we have the right to even bother Jesus, bother God until we go through Jesus, especially if he gave his life for us. Okay, and I don't know if God got a son or not, some religion. That's why I don't believe in religion. It's 4,000 different religions. I believe in God. I believe you're the son of God, the spirit son. That's what makes it. Jesus is the seed son. You are the spirit son, and his daughter is the spirit daughter. They received their rib from God. God knew one day he was going to come to their womb, the womb of a woman, their womb, for 9 to 10 months to take residence inside her. They don't grow the nervous system. They don't grow the toes. They don't. You ask them. They was too busy trying to chase Tyrone or Fred around for what he was doing. They forgot to grow that. So God grew that. Our job as an angel, we are servants of gods and goddesses. Okay, our job is that we should meditate with them. We should hold their hand. We should ask them to tell God. See, they don't even have to go. I believe the daughter of God don't even have to go through Jesus to speak to God because God has direct communication with them. We have to earn. We have to put something greater than ourselves, and it's the chain of command. If Jesus watched us right now and we cannot bow down to what gives us life on earth, I simply ask this question. Would you let them bow down to your Father in heaven? He's not our Father in heaven until we get to heaven. That's why we have to ask Jesus. Jesus, can you ask your Father in heaven? God and Jesus don't give a fuck about your wants. What's greater than a want is a desire. Because when most people don't speak their desires, but they think about them. That's what God concentrates on.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. And I got to be respectful when I say this because the one thing about
Absolutely.
it is the one thing about it is this: when it comes to God, God is the all-seeing eye.
Absolutely.
A man that sees is a man that knows. A man that is patient. A
Dude,
man within
loneliness.
a man within his patience
Hmm.
knows his calling. A man within his calling knows his purpose. A
Hmm.
man within his purpose knows his flaws. A man within his flaws knows how to direct his purpose back to his meaning. Every man on this earth knows. But the problem is this:
Taking
there's too many,
responsibility.
there's too many distractions,
Oh,
and
dude.
and and it does fall back into responsibility
Right.
because with distractions there's always going to be something that puts you apart from your responsibilities. The problem with everything that's going on now with the conversation is how it started. As far as what I came in and what I was saying was this: it's about compromise. Compromise within the physical form. The physical form. The spiritual form is nothing more than God seeing you doing what you're doing to compromise with your significant other person that is here, which has his own spirit, his own meaning, his own direction, his demeaning, his own direction. Now, this is an algorithm that men and women cannot even formulate. There is no answer for it
Right.
because the one thing that comes about within every interaction between every man and every woman is one thing that we can never solve for, which we have even Einstein couldn't solve for it. You know what it is?
What's that?
It's stupidity.
Can I say something?
Hold on, let me say this. The manipulation behind thought upon perception, what I need to do, what I need to be doing, how they need to do, what they need to do. The problem today is nothing more than a distraction.
The
We want
solution.
to go back,
Can,
we want to go back, we want to go back to being traditional, right?
yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
No, it doesn't. It's lost, man.
It's
It's so lost.
lost, right?
Dude,
So
listen.
what
Can I
so what
piggyback something you said?
yeah,
Distraction. I have came up with this thing with called loneliness. You know what loneliness is? Here we go. You
it's
know when you're,
nothing.
huh?
It's nothing.
What? Watch this. Watch. Well, look, watch this. You know how your mom and dad say, "Hey, when you get home from school today, we need to talk," and it makes you feel that feeling in your stomach, like, "Oh shit, I'm up to something happening." Right? Right? Well,
No.
to me, I try to tell people loneliness is when God calling you that He wants you to stop being distracted. Because when we get lonely, first thing we want to do is go get somebody to occupy our time so we don't feel that way. When you learn to face that loneliness that you feel, then you learn to give yourself the time with God. Face loneliness.
So
Our trials and tribulation was designed by Jesus
let me
and
ask you
given
a
to us
question.
by
Let me
God.
ask you a question. Let me ask you
Huh?
a question.
Yes,
If
sir.
because I know you're a lot older than me, so you didn't have cell phones. I grew up in an area where I didn't have cell phones, right?
Right.
We would have those conversations before we would even leave the house. We would have those conversations before because there was no such thing as cell phones when we were growing up. And a lot of those conversations came between what middle school to midway through high school when cell phones were even introduced. It wasn't like a person was calling us. It wasn't like any type of distractions throughout our day that would be obscured, right? Not one time throughout our adolescence did we actually be like, God, please give me a sign. No, we just went through our natural day and we got distracted, right? Right? And then when we came home, we forgot about everything because we had our own lives. Now, we may have been worried throughout the day, but we didn't have too many people that we would go to and talk about what we had going on, right? It hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed is that we have devices that we can actually put the information out on, or that we can actually be like, oh man, I got some shit going on, or this is going on, this is going on. My point in this conversation, just like with the lady that's here right now, and what I was saying earlier, is compromise, is understanding, and it's will to grow. Now, God is never going to leave our side. The
Never.
only way that God leaves our side is if we walk in a different direction of it. He's never going to leave.
A whisper from God. When God whispers to you, it comes in the form of thought. What He's whispering to is His Spirit. And I ask the person, would God ever lie to Himself? Our unconscious is our spirit. It's our energy. Our subconscious is our emotions, is our living soul. Our physical form is the least important about it. I tell a transgender in a minute, dude, you can cut it, tug it, or snip it, or grow it. But until ready, you'll never take it to heaven until you bleed for 7 days, carry a child for 9 months, and live through a birth. You ain't no woman. When you stand in front of God, your soul can't even go through heaven's gate.
Mhm.
Okay, once you confess to all your mortal sins on earth, then your spirit releases from your soul. Your spirit rises inside your soul rises inside your flesh. Your flesh is left on earth, the physical form. Your emotions is your soul, goes up to heaven, takes your spirit up there. Now, it won't come out your spirit until you confess. Right now, I don't care if it's 25 cents you stole from your enemy. Until you forgive your enemy forgive you. And that enemy, people don't know when to call on their guardians because they don't know. They heard of guardian angels. Women think they die and go to heaven as an angel. And that is that is the lowest. Ask Alexa what is an angel. Ask Alexa what is God. It's not because I'm saying it. Once you hear, we assume our language. We don't know our language. We've been programmed with a certain type of language. We've been programmed. I say, Jesus, y'all look at a certain image in your head, and that's what you program. That is programmed. Until you just defunct that programming, me, again, I talk about Jesus or God. It does not matter. If whatever the chain of command, the things that God, I try to tell people, you can read the book of the devil and God will speak to you. He will highlight tomato or tomato. It does not matter how you hear it. That is God speaking to you. You got the mysterious part. You got to ask yourself, what the fuck is he trying to tell me? Now I can put in the hood words. I can choose what words I use. I can speak like the hood. I can
Mhm.
speak like the trailer part. A bunch of words together is a vocabulary. That vocabulary will tell you that person's mentality. A man's
Mhm.
words and a gentleman's words are two different words. A lady's words and a woman's words, two different words. We have to learn to say the proper words that speak the word of God. God don't want to hear shit about a man or a woman. That is the filthy part of us. That does not come inside a home. A man or woman goes to the house. What goes inside a home is a lady and gentleman. Until we see ourselves as we are, God will never accept us. You're not going to accept. If I came in your house acting like I'm a bigger man than you in your house, that's disrespectful. It ain't no man on earth that's going to be accepted in heaven. Only a gentleman. God gave a gentleman. A gentleman accept his 3 P's. His 3 P's is I will parent any child of God. My child don't belong to me. Your child don't belong to you. Both of our children belong to heaven. If I dated your wife with your children, I can give a fuck less about you or her. Okay, you may not be around, she may be at work. My child over the house, your child at the house, both of the little motherfuckers fall. I am picking them both up because God is watching me. I'm a God-fearing man. I have God inside me. And it's not about him watching me above. He knows me I intent. It's up to me in my subconscious, my soul. Do I follow what my spirit says or do I do what my flesh? Because my flesh says, they ain't my kid. They ain't my kid. They ain't my child. Please. That is God's
Exactly.
child.
So that's what I've been saying the whole time. I've
Absolutely.
raised
That's why I say you're a gentleman, nigga. You are a gentleman. Stop calling yourself
exactly.
a fucking man.
I'm not calling myself a man. I'm not even calling myself a gentleman. What I've been saying the whole time is that I'm just me. I don't categorize myself as
Yeah.
anything.
But based
So
on
how
what society said, that's what I'm saying. Me, I am just,
yeah,
dude,
so how
I'm
you
ready.
look at
I
me,
don't want to be a gentleman. I want to be an angel. But if I go around telling everybody I'm an angel, the first to know you ain't, no, you ain't. So I don't say shit. I agree with you.
I
I
don't
agree
either.
with you.
I don't either. My thing is this: I'm a regular, normal dude, and I respect everybody,
And
and it
dude,
is
right.
what it is.
Look, it ain't, look, it's natural, isn't it? It's natural. You ain't putting no effort to it,
Yeah,
right? Am I
yeah. I'm
right?
fucking 40. I've been doing this shit for 20 fucking
Dude,
years.
it ain't like you went to no special school. I try to tell people I'm in the bottom pit kid. I had 6 foster fathers and 5 foster mothers. I am the, you know what they call foster kids back in the day? Orphan kids, okay? And I tell
Yeah,
dumb people,
I
you got,
know. You know how many brothers? You know how many brothers my mother adopted that were
dude,
actually.
and you look, tell her I said thank you. Every motherfucking foster mother meet, foster family or parents I meet, I tell them thank you because you know why?
And
I was,
stepmother
man, huh?
Yeah,
and
Hold on.
stepmothers too.
Stepmother, yeah.
let's admit stuff.
Oh, young lady, and look, when you just said something earlier where you got off another panel and they slammed you because you wouldn't, huh? Or something you said earlier. It's not the same person. I apologize.
Yes,
I
that was me.
Okay, yeah, but listen to me. People, listen to me. Keep your listen. I swear to God, we ain't nothing but babysitter of God's kids. It doesn't matter what form it comes in or not. Okay, well, I feel so bad for so many women when they go into a relationship and they feel they carrying the burden of a child. You done labor for God. God gave a goddess the creation. You give a woman a lemon, she makes lemonade. You give her a house, she makes a home. You give her a seed, she makes a child. If we cannot bow down in that, and guess what? Ready? Mother Mary don't even. I tell a woman if you had an abortion or a miscarriage, the only thing that can ever be aborted or miscarried is man's child. The first birth is the birth between God and a woman when God turns a woman into his mother of his child. And for 40 weeks, she is a mother to God's child between her and God. That child cannot be aborted. That is the forever child. That is the celestial child. Now, if that child don't come to earth, it will come back as a dolphin, a blade of grass, any living thing that Jesus see fit, because Jesus runs company earth. It's as simple as that. We don't need a religion. They did not bring religion over on the slave ship when they bring us. It is in us. God is in us. When God whispers to you, that is God talking to you. Your job is to keep it positive, not tricked by man. Man, the devil is man. It's woman. If a person really, I have asked the question many times, and all of us, I said I always have to ask between a man and a gentleman. Who's the devil? Man. Okay, between a woman and a lady, who's got a trucker's mouth? A woman or a lady? A woman. A lady. That's unbecoming. I'm a foster child. I was raised with my mama and daddy. They didn't give her time to raise us in the elegancy of stuff. I hate it. I got my ass beat, whooped, and shit. And I don't harp on what I went through. I look at it as trials and tribulations was designed. My mama was a homeless prostitute from the city streets of Warren. You know what a wife is? It's a prostitute with a contract that don't have to go sleep with a whole bunch of men. She got one that's going to do the 3 Ps. And society has sold her something that God has given to her as long as she finds her gentleman. Her gentleman will honor the 3.
Ah, I had
Yeah,
fun.
man. Listen,
I meant
man.
to block him a long time ago though.
I'm gonna
But
tell you. I'm gonna tell
I
you
just
like
wanted to entertain y'all for a little bit because I was playing a
yeah,
game.
not to cut, not. I was about to say not to cut him off. Uh, but I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this open heartedly. You know what I'm saying, Kev? I respect your platform. I really do. Um, and I actually respect everybody that you bring up. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that we got to understand, and we got to hold face value to, is the simple fact that we all have our own lives, bro.
Right.
Like women go through so much shit that sometimes we don't realize what they're going through because we're not a part of that shit. We're not a part of what you've been through. We don't know your traumatic experience. And women, you don't know what men are going through. You know what I'm saying? Now, Kev, you know me. You've been knowing me for a while, right? I got on here and I talked about marriage and everything else, right? I promoted that shit. The sad fact of the matter is that I'm going through separation right now, but I still promote it. I still talk about it because it's a good union. It's a good thing between men and women, right?
Yeah.
I never went through all of this shit that everybody else was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that people have to understand is this one thing: hold truth to your value, hold truth to what you want, what you need, and what you expect. That's it. That's it. It's simple as that. Debunked. You know, when I get on my live and I make my videos, debunk some shit. Hold
Hmm.
truth to it. Hold truth to that shit. It don't matter. That man gonna work all damn day long. When he get on, he gonna kiss you on the cheek. He gonna do whatever the fuck he gonna do. And then guess what he gonna do after that? You done made a meal that man don't want to eat. Shit, it is what it is. Don't ask no questions. Just okay, babe. Whatever. I'm gonna go do whatever. The kids is already asleep, or they just up doing whatever. He gonna acknowledge everything within that house. That's the comfort. But when he gets in his peace and his values, that's it. It don't matter what you ask him. It don't matter what you say. He gonna acknowledge everything within the house. That's simple as fuck. Cause guess what? He been doing it. Shouldn't be a fucking problem. As long as his fucking
Okay,
phone.
okay. Can I ask you a question, sweetheart?
Yeah, ask me a question.
Um, what would you do for your wife?
hmm
I mean, what would you do for your wife?
What would I
Bro.
do for my wife?
Yeah, of course.
The one thing that I would do for my wife, if I was like, okay, what scenario you want? Because I've done it all.
Okay, so say your wife walked into the door
hmm
and you had a day off work.
Oh God, please continue. Yes, please continue.
You had a day of work and your
hmm
wife walked through the door. So
hmm
what would she see? Would she
What would
see
she
a
see?
clean house?
What would she see? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what she would see, because I'm glad you asked this question.
Mm. Give it to me, baby.
All right, so my wife
That's what she
walks
said.
through. My wife walks through the door. The first thing that she's gonna smell is lavender.
Oh my god. Stop it.
When
Now
she
you're
walks,
being
no, 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 you
naughty.
asked the question. So when my wife walks through the door, I got two
Oh,
days off of work. I've done this, so I can talk about it. I got 2 days off from work. Monday, Tuesday. I work
I
Wednesday,
know
Thursday,
it's a
Friday,
lavender
Tuesday.
calendar.
I
Is
got
it
the down.
tumble?
I got the pause. Pause.
Oh my
I got.
god.
I got. I done went and washed clothes on a Monday.
Fuck me right.
I went and washed clothes on a
Sorry.
Monday.
Sorry,
I,
I don't
I've
say
washed.
fuck
I've washed
me.
all.
I just
I've
say fuck
washed the
me right.
clothes. I've done the dishes. I've vacuumed the living room, the bedroom. I done folded the clothes. I done put them bitches up. And when she walks through the door, she sees me on the video game. Hey, babe. When she walks through the door, I see my daughter first because my daughter walks through the door first because she's coming to me. She's coming in. She's like, and what she sees is our little puppy at that point on the couch with me that doesn't move because normally she would just jump up, but she's been video gaming with me all day. And it don't take all day to wash clothes, clean a house, and nothing else. That's the first 3 hours of my day. I got up. I got up out of bed at you leave to go out of the house at 6 o'clock to get our daughter to school. It took me 30 minutes. to vacuum this house, wash dishes. It took me less than an hour and a half to wash these clothes and put the game Senate beads, the fabric softener, the fucking fabric sheets, and everything else. So when you walk in, the kitchen is clean, the house is vacuumed, everything is where it needs to be. And when you walk in, I'm like, hey, I'll hit y'all back in a minute. Controller hits the couch, headset is off. Hey, babe, how's your day?
That's beautiful.
Simple. It's just that simple. I'm that person.
It
I'm
is
just
simple. I'm not gonna lie.
it's
It's
not me being it's
simple
not
and
me
it's
being an
beautiful.
alpha. It's not an alpha male syndrome. It's not me just wanting the glitz and the glory behind doing some shit. I've been doing this shit for 17 years.
17 years? You've been doing that for 17 years? Bro, we
17
need to have
years. I was a
a
college
conversation
student.
with him.
My
Okay,
wife
so,
is 50.
okay,
I'm 40.
tell
It's 10
us,
years apart.
okay, tell us, how did you meet your wife?
I met my wife, my cousin. So it started in my 20s. I was 22. My cousin had moved down and he was doing security, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm doing security." I knew the club that he was working at, so long story short, I was just only there in that club, helping him, but I didn't know that the guy that lived upstairs, diagonal from me, owned a club. So he was just like, "Yeah, when you get of age, come down to the club, whatever." It was that club. So when I got there, security was just like, "Yeah, I don't." They was looking at what I was dressed in, thermal sweatshirt, same way I'm dressed right now, thermal sweat and some khaki pants or sweatpants. And he was like, "Yeah, just let him in." His name was Andrew. Andrew and John owned the club. So when I walked in, um, I was just standing there, and he was like, "Hey, man, you mind watching the back door?" That's what the club owner said. So everybody was walking through. I was standing there, and my wife today was just like, "Hey, you got to move." I was like, "No, Andrew told me to stand here." And she was like, "All right, okay." And then she just walked away. And then we
Not
had,
her walking away.
yeah, she just walked away. She did. We didn't know each other. We did
Really?
not know each other.
She walked away?
She walked away, and then what happened was we had our first brawl, and my cousin Earl at the time was I saw what was happening. I didn't want to leave that back door, but I grabbed one of my homeboys and I was like, "Stand at the back door because I'm coming back here." But when you see me coming through, it was what it was. And we were fighting, we were tussling. It was what it was. And it was a bunch of big guys. I was the smallest one at the time. She was a female. So when the fight broke out, and she just started watching me after that. She started watching me. She started liking me. She started, um, I used to go to the club and do homework. Like, I was in college. I was the smallest fucking person that was there. I was like 160, maybe 170 pounds. All these guys that they were bigger than me, but they already knew I get down and squabble, whatever. But she liked it because it wasn't the fact that I could fight or whatever the case may be. She liked me because I was educated. I was different. I was different. I wasn't like the average hood dude. I was smart. So when we started talking, she was like, "Yeah, I got midterms coming up." So I was like, "What you studying?" That's how we started talking. She was like, "Yeah, I got midterms coming up in the next 2 months." So I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, what you studying?" And I looked at her books and I was like, "Well, what is the test about?" And she was like, "This is what it is." So we became study partners.
Oh my god, that's so cute. That is so cute. I
And I didn't
love
have
it.
kids. She had kids. And then when I met the kids, I was just like, okay, cool, like whatever.
Wait, she had kids?
Yeah, she had 3.
3.
Hmm.
Wow.
She was married. She was married before they got a divorce. Divorce decree. She got it was split custody, so they get him. He got him through in the summer or whatever the case may be. So I was friends with him. Um, I was friends with the ex
Really?
husband. May he rest in peace. He just passed not too long ago. I was friends with the whole family. I was friends with everybody. I wasn't that type of guy to come in and be like, oh, these my kids and all this type of shit. I raised them,
Wait,
and I was
All
in my
right, Mary.
20s.
how old
Shit,
are
she's
you?
she's 50. I'm only 40, so it's a 10-year difference.
Wow.
I was way mature. So every situation that people talk about online doesn't apply to every single person. It don't apply no more. It's over with. Like when he was talking about the gentleman and the man and all this other shit, you got to be a man before you become a gentleman. You got to. You got to stand on something. You got to be there for something. I wasn't a man or a gentleman. I was just me, and I don't even know who me is. I did that shit. That's why I
You
can say what I can
you
say.
are me at this point. I feel like we are so connected, bro.
I don't give a fuck about none of that gentleman, man, woman shit. It doesn't matter. It's all about what you bring to the table. You got to sit at the table. My thing is
No,
this:
but you are my
as
man. Like
as
at this point, we feel very connected. But please don't tell me
mhm.
that you are on TikTok.
What?
TikTok.
TikTok? Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Yeah,
Alright, cool.
I got a whole bunch of TikTok videos. I've been doing this shit for like 3 4 years.
Yeah, but we are connected.
It is what it is. But the thing about it is that
You
when it
don't
comes
even
to
know
social
about my
media,
story. You don't
nobody
even know my
nobody
story.
tells nobody tells the truth anymore. When it comes to actually being a man, nobody when you tell another person like, hey bro, you got an off day, do the laundry, like clean the house, do the dishes, like call your wife and be like, uh, hey, what we eating today? No man that sits. I mean, I'm not even gonna say that, but most men don't take the time out to be like, "Hey, you, what time are you taking your lunch?" Oh, I'm taking the next 30 minutes. Okay, cool. Or you call earlier before lunch, even when you expect the lunch, and then go get lunch, and then be like, "Hey, I'm outside of the job." Be like, "Hey, I got euros," or uh, "I went to get lunch." Period. I've been doing this shit. So when people talk about a man and a man is gonna call you, a gentleman is gonna do. So you gotta be 1 and 2. You gotta be 10 and 2 with this shit. It's like driving when the wind is blowing. You don't drive a car when the wind is blowing with one hand. You gotta go through your life with 2 hands on the fucking steering wheel. You don't never ask Jesus to take the fucking wheel. You don't ask God to take nothing off your fucking plate. Shit. Eat that shit up and digest it how the fuck you need to digest it. And don't ever, as a man, be like, oh, well, God, just take this away from me. Hell no, that's your blessing. It's a test. All stages of life is a fucking test. It wouldn't matter whether you was going through shit on your job or not. It wouldn't matter whether you going through some relationship shit. Don't ask God to take nothing from you. He gave it to you. If you ask him to take it away from you, then that means you're not strong enough to even go through it. Ain't no test in life strong enough that you can ask God to be like, God, please take this from me. Man, fuck that. You better hold that shit in the road. That's what you better do. Hold it in the road. Hold it down. Shit, I had my daughter here now. You go on my Facebook page. Me and my daughter was out here and we had fun. And while she was out here, before I made my Facebook post, I was talking to my Xbox brothers and everybody else that had been going through their shit. And guess who coached them through manhood, gentlemen, and actually doing some shit? I did. It's just real shit, Kev. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cut my camera on right quick.
Hold up real quick. I was about to say I'm gonna do a quick refresh real quick so we can get this
Yeah,
topic back
go ahead
started.
on. Yeah, go ahead on.
Yep. Come right back, man. All right.
Yeah.
It's about 1 second.